awesome Pakistan. We hope you keep on listening. Cause it's time for talking Tremors. Talking Tremors. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Linda Belcher, and this is Talking Tremors. It's gonna be good. Bobby's not here. He's in the restaurant. He's cooking burgers, but I'm here, and I'm gonna talk about the tremors, the tremor worms. The little tremor worms under the ground, they go swimmy, swimmy, and then they make the little baby tremor worms that walk on the ground, and then those ones, they turn into a little Assblaster. And we got an Assblaster sauce at the restaurant that all of you guys can have. It's gonna be good. The kids, they're out on the Halloween trick-or-treat, and so I'm here to talk about the tremors worms. They do swimmy swim. Swimmy swimmy all over the place. Everywhere. I know what you're thinking, Edwin. No, they don't diggy dig. No, Edwin, they don't diggy dig. They swimmy swim. They swimmy swim through the earth. It's a wonderful thing for the little tremors worms. Do you know what the tremors worms is, TikToks? Do you know, YouTubers? Do you knows? Do you knows? I had Jeannie Beanie set this up for me. And so now we have a whole little thing here that, like, the kids are out of the restaurant, and I decided that I'm going to talk about the tremors worms. Do you know the tremors worms? Nobody? We'll go on and do this until somebody tells me to stop. I don't care, Bobby. It's a little thing that I do. I got this costume for Halloween, and now I am this person. I am. And the Tremors worms, it's like tin cups. You know, that's why. Why did they name the movie Tremors if the worms weren't named Tremors? That's just how it is. The Tremors worms. Bobby's downstairs in the restaurant. I told you, TikTokers. He's down there. Down there. The TikTokers, they asked me where Bobby's at. And I had to tell them because I was just so upset. No, they're tremors worm. What's a Graboids? What is this Graboids that people are talking about? I do not understand. I do not like it. I'm not here for it. I'm not, no. A Graboids? That sounds like some kind of genital disease. Like, if you got Graboids, you need to, like, go get that scrubbed. That doesn't seem like something you should have swimming in your little desert area. No, we're here to talk about the Tremors worms. The Tremors worms that turn into the little walkie-walkies. I call them the little walkie-walkies. Oh, what? You go by Graboid on that? But you can't go by Graboid. That sounds like a disease. This is not good for you. What are you doing? I know my Linda is almost getting like very like like housewivesy. I'm trying to pull it back in my mind. It's a thing. You can't. What would you call a creature a Graboides? That's ridiculous. It's like I don't understand. It's like having a movie about golfs and you call it Tin Cups. Why are you calling the movie about golfs Tin Cups? You know? Like, it's about golf. It should be about balls. And a Golak? Is a Golak like one of those walkie-walkie tremors? Is that what that is? So we got the Graboides, the Graboides tremors, and then they turn into the walkie-walkie tremors. But then there's the fly. They go like they're oh man, it's like Gene after I give him a whole bunch of beans. Woohoo! All the way off into the sky. He's just ass blasting away. OMG, Bobby. OMGs. Why is TikTok telling me to swipe? I don't want to swipe, TikToks. I'm in this area. I'm here with the people in this place. If you want me to do something, you need to you give me the instructions. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be like, ugh, what are we doing? Like tonight, what are we doing? I don't think I'm so lost in it. Oh, blah, 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 blah. So tonight, I mean, I do have plans for things. I do have plans for the rest of the episode, but like, I got this, and I was like, we're gonna start out with Linda Belcher. Oh, oh, why not tonight? My Bobby and me are doing right. It's the perfect night for talking some Tremors. I hope you talking Tremors with me. And so if you want other people besides Linda Belcher to talk about Tremors, you have to say these people, and I will do them. That is the goal for tonight. I'm gonna be all over the place. I'm gonna be over here. I'm gonna be over there. I'm gonna be in there, in there, in there. And you know what? You tell me what you want, and I'll make it happen. I already saw Edwin and Alicia, and I see the Graboid guy over here, and we have the literal country of America, the Doom Generation girls. There's another person called Levi in here, but that's not me. That's a different Levi. There's like a billion of us all over the place. It's like we're the walkie-walkie Tremors, and we ate each other, and then we threw up more Levi's all over the place. Yeah, Bobby. So if you're listening and you want someone other than Linda Belcher, to talk about Tremors, like that's what I'm doing tonight. Like, give me impressions, and I will have that person talk about Tremors. Like, we can look. I'm gonna talk about Tremors 2. And I don't just mean the sequel. I mean, I'm going to talk about Tremors. The Graboids. Oh, man. Look, I've done this before. I did not like it. I know what you're thinking. I should have spent more money on a video game. But, like, my lawyers were shit. And they're bad. Lawyers suck. That's all I got to say on that. So yeah, if you want the lawyers, and then I can even do Linda doing look, Bobby, I'm a Graboid hunter. Where's Grady? Oh, it's a good hat. I think I got this hat off Etsy. That's where I got the hat. It's a nice. This is a Tremors hat with the Tremors worms, and the guy, he used the little cars to like drive around, and then he blew them up, and it was so cool. It was a great documentary. I saw it on the History Channel. Oh my God, I loved him. I loved little Fred Ward in that documentary. You know, he had just the cutest little face, and boom. Oh, if this is the best rant you've ever arrived on, please don't pee, because I think that if you pee, then the little walkie-walkie Tremors, they'll see the heat on your genitals. And then they'll be like, we're gonna eat your genitals. Show me your genitals. Your genitals. Show me your genitals. Your genitalia. As an aside, as a regular person, maybe the regular person now, John LaJoel actually made a song about Tremors called Wolfie. Wolfie is fine. It's from his I'm trying to. It's shit. I can't remember if the album name is Wolfie is fine, or if the album name is I'm trying to sleep. But it's the Wolfie's fine. I'm trying to think. I think it is Wolfie's fine. I'm trying to sleep. But John LaJoel made a Tremors song from the viewpoint of the Graboid. So the fact that I brought in, show me your genitals, show me your genitals, your Tremors Melia, it's relevant to the conversation at hand. And yeah, so nobody is giving me any prompts at all. This is horrifying, and I don't care. It doesn't have to be a Tremors person. Tell me to be somebody else besides myself tonight. That is what we're doing here. Oh yeah, it was totally on purpose, Edwin. Totally. Everything we do here is planned. We're like the Kevin Pork Rinds in the first movie. You know, he's got a god darn plan. Oh shit. I crack myself up. Oh yeah, please. I'll try. Like even if I don't know the impression or if I'm not even good at it, I will try. Like right now, like there's one in my head. It's always like for some reason I always want to take it political, but we're gonna ignore that. Nope. Uh, oh my God. Hold on. Hold on. The tremor. We got. Somebody wanted me to be Gary Busey, and I'm telling you here, like you got to imagine that the graboid is a super predator. Okay, he's out there. He's doing things. I can't take the wig off. I'm trying to do Gary Busey with. That's why I did this. So there's like a Samara thing with the wig going on. I don't like hogs. I'm not into them. Okay, man. Like it's not a thing for me. I'm out here. Like my Gary Busey almost sounds like Fred Ward a little bit. I mean, honestly, I'm thinking of Gary Busey Predator too. For some, that seems like the perfect like 1-to-1 over there. Yeah. Now you see the thing there, like they got heat vision. They can tell what's happening with their heat vision. And I know what you're thinking. You're gonna go out there with all your fancy smarts and your plans, but none of it's gonna work. You're gonna die. Oh my God. Oh. Okay, you didn't tell me to do Bill and Ted, but I'm gonna do Keanu. Whoa, man. Like, so you're saying that, like, the Graboids sense our vibrations? Dude. Whoa. That is fucking. They don't swear in that movie. What was. Whoa, man. Like, so, like, if we don't vibrate, right? That's totally cool. We don't have to vibrate, man. Like, my mom vibrates a lot, and I don't like to hear it. Okay, Edwin, I do not know who Deputy Winston Olsen is. So, and just so you know, TikTok and YouTube people, you both have different, like, I got different things going on. What's going on with my ceiling is that I have a box of markers, man. And, like, when people come here, I'm like, hey, do you want to draw on my walls? Because it's a shitty color. It's like salmon or something, man. And I was like, instead of painting it, why don't I just have people draw on it? Well, I'd give you my address so you can come draw on my walls, but like, Okay, hold on. Okay, I got a prompt from TikTok. I'm gonna take this. You're walking and feel a tug from behind. You turn and it's 7-year-old you. What advice would you give yourself? Investigate what's wrong with Tremors sooner. And yes, other TikTok person, I am Linda Belcher. I'm Linda Belcher, and I'm also Keanu Reeves. And I'm Gary Busey. I'm Gary Busey in Tremors, in Predator 2, because it's the Hate Seekers. But mainly, Linda Belcher. This was my Halloween costume. Edwin, I do not have the ability to look at clips right now. We had this discussion last time, okay? Like, I can't, like, we're gonna live stream when we play Terror Below, and do you have any idea how hard that's gonna? I can't, I can't live stream a Steam game. Jesus, you people ask so much of me. Linda Belcher's your celebrity. Well, Boston John, you're so handsome there. Your name is very handsome. It's a very handsome name. Oh, um, oh, so Edwin, I'm gonna have my little kids. I'm gonna have Gina and I said Gina. Jesus Christ. Gina and Luina and Tina. Oh my God, or Teen. This is actually a very clean attic, and this is actually my room, and I own this house, and I chose to write on those walls. So you think that you burned me? I am inflammable. I don't know, unflammable, inflammable. I don't know. But seriously, guys, I can't. Okay, like if you want something, you have to say it with your words. Um. Aw. So okay. El Capitan Crunchy Cunt. Oh, that's a beautiful name, Crunchy Cunt. Ugh. I wish more people would use that one. That's that not the crunchy, but the last word. And yeah, if you want to, like, this is the whole. So we're on episode. I think it's 45. I barely keep track. I know I'm past 40, and we're going to 50. But this is episode 45, Talking Tremors, which is a whole podcast about Tremors. And you think that that's stupid, right? Like hyper fixated on, bro. We made 45 episodes of like, and there's always something new to talk about. Like shit. Like if you want to like, these are notes for the show, bro. These are the notes I take for this show before I do. Oh, that's a blank page. I get all over the map with it. Like this is. That's where like you could tell me someone to be who could talk about Tremors, and I'll talk about Tremors. Oh, okay. I just thought of it because look, I'm going to be Arnold. Listen, I'm here. I am here to talk Tremors. I was in a movie once with it was a big alien, and I was like, no, listen, the Tremors have to get to the chopper. I have to stop them, and they have to be like no vibrations under the ground. It's a whole thing, man. And I covered. Then there were the walkie-walkie Tremors, and I was like, I cover myself in mud because they are like there's a whole thing where like you have to like have the heat vision. Ooh, Gizmo from Gremlins. Holy okay. Oh man, if I had like a hold on. Oh, I actually that's a good one. I get hold on. I'm trying to get like a proxy so it's not as weird. Okay. How do you get? Oh, my God, you do. Actually, while we're here, look, Reggie. Look, Reggie. They can sense our vibrations. Ruby, Ruby, woo. Oh yeah, no, we will go. Yeah, that's where I was just trying to get one, so everybody. That's horrifying. I'm glad that I could do that for you, Mr. Porter. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Like zoinks, man! We're out here in the middle of the desert, dude, and like there's all these like creepy worms, man, and I don't know what we're gonna be doing. Like Fred and Daphne, they already got eaten, dude. uh, Shaggy is so hard. Like everybody, you're just doing the stoner voice, but like, man, Casey Kasem is a master of doing the voices and stuff, and like I don't know. I don't know what it's way too easy and hard at the same time. Like there's a specificness to it. Somehow doing the voice of the talking dog is easier than doing the voice of the stoner human. But yeah, what do we got? Anybody else? I got my coffee. And yeah, that's what. Yeah, Edwin says, reach a point where your voice is just above crack. That's what it is. Like, man, like, so like I met this Burt Gummer guy, dude. And it kills right up here. It's a thing, dude. Oh man, that hurts hard up here. Yeah. Okay. So what else we got? Oh man, you know what? I have Gravity Falls downloaded. I need to watch it. That's one. That and Steven Universe are always on my list of just like, oh, that I know that that's a good show and I need to check that out. Is this satire? No, this is just stupidity. No, I don't know. That's the point of satire. We don't know anymore, man. I don't know. Maybe. No, this is a joke. This is a purposeful joke. This is probably the least serious episode of this show. I have nothing planned besides if someone tells me to do a voice of somebody, and I will do that voice of somebody. So like, uh, Gravity Falls live stream watch party. Okay, you know what? You know what, Edwin? I'll do that if you watch We Have Issues. That's my line in the sand. You gotta go watch that show, bro. And yes, I am. I don't understand how that has anything to do with anything. Voided by what? That's stupid. I mean, obviously, I'm transgender. Like you'd think you would get that, but you know what? I knew that going into this that people would be like, "Oh, what is like what's going on with that?" And you know what I gotta say? Guess what? Tremors, the Graboids, and the Shriekers and the Assblaster are quite possibly, and I guess I haven't done more research into this. It's just more like I know this, are the only creature in all of monsterdom that are non-binary. So, boom, suck on that shiznit. So me talking about Tremors and having 45 episodes of talking about Tremors is perfect for a trans person. So, you don't got to be confused, man. There's nothing to be confused. Oh, Edwin, hold on. Oh, what is Tremors? Well, I'll come back to that in a minute, man. Oh, it's in my brain. Hold on. It's right there, Edwin. I know I got this one. And I should have asked, do you want Tim Curry or Bill Skarsgård? Because uh, I grew up on Curry, but Skarsgård's got that shit on lock. Hold on. Because I do this for the boys all the time. Hold on. Hey, Eddie, do you want to talk about the Graboids? They all float down here. Down here is where the fun's at. I get to play with El Blanco. Would you like to float like an Assblaster too? You could. Oh, you all could. Oh my God, the country of America thinks they've never seen someone with such a Tremors obsession. It's great, honestly. Thank you, America, all of America, the whole country, and oh man, no. It's thank you. I do mean that, America. The whole you're missing it, YouTube. The TikTok, all of America on TikTok thinks that I'm amazing. I know you guys do too. Honestly, just Edwin and Alicia here. I love you guys so much. You're some of my favorite people. And yeah, oh my. Well, okay. Just so you know, America, I'm gonna keep making this joke. They're like, people think that Tremors is silly and stupid, and like, there's just a movie about giant swimmy worms. But really, there's so much more to it. Like it's not something to just be scoffed at and like, oh yeah, you're a super duper nerd, and that'll answer your question there, other person. What is I'm confused on what Tremors is. It is satire. It is an homage. It is parody, while also being exactly the thing that it parodies. And it's not. It is a horror movie, and it's also a comedy movie. It's also a romance movie. It's also action adventure. It's actually the very first horror rom com movie. Like I always that's my um oh, what is Tremors? It's the first horror rom com movie with giant worms and a western. All of these wonderful things mixed into one. I'm not gonna give an opinion on pancakes because you know what? Pancakes are delicious. There's no opinion to be had. Like just listen. I don't need to have an opinion on pancakes because everybody loves pancakes. All the pancakes are good. Even the Graboids love the pancakes. I mean the Tremors. I mean the walkie Tremors. They love the pancakes. I mean, you know what? Waffles are good and they're great at capturing the syrups. But the pancakes, there's something about the fluffiness that it's unbeatable. Unbeatable. Oh, it's Swiss cheese and bullets. It's a thing. Oh my god. Oh, hey, William's here too. Um, and yeah, that's why Tremors had such a hard time in the box office because critics didn't know how to categorize it, which is funny because now that's why I say it's the first horror rom com because like that's now we see that all over the place. Now Shaun of the Dead popped onto the scene, and now we all know what that means. But like Tremors did it first, much like when Prey happened, and people were like, "Oh, what if they did Predator movies, but like in the past in like Japan or like Rome and stuff? That's a brand new novel concept that's never happened before." And I'm just like, "Excuse me, Tremors 4 did this shit 20 years ago, so shut up." Hey, you can be a communist too. Like, that's fine to be a communist or to not like pancakes, but you know what? Pancakes are awesome. Like, if you're in the comments right now, tell me how much pancakes are awesome. Like, this is, like, pancakes are delicious, and you can have whatever political ideology that you want as long as it's not violent. That's really where I'm at with that. I'm not a both sideser. I have my own stamp in the sand. And America, you should know that. You're made up of 320 million people. And some of them are communists. And some of them are socialists. Some of them are Republicans. And some of them are Democrats. Some of them are libertarians. Some of them don't give a shit. And some of them are Burt Gummer, who's like, stop, like, I'm out of this. Yeah, of course you love you love oil, America. Um, uh, Pancakes quote from child who did karate to a song called Gay Bar on the set of Cabin Fever. Sometimes I don't understand what you say, Edwin. I think it's beautiful, but I do not understand it. You know, it's nice, like the words roll, but and you know what? Jesus doesn't belong in America at all. That's the one. Jesus can go over there, or Jesus can get up with everybody else in America. I don't need nobody in these chats better be turning to the Jesus. The only one you better be turning to the Jesus. Oh, this actually works with the I don't care what you're doing as long as you turn to the Jesus. Oh, I was gonna say John Lake was. Oh, who the hell is that? Oh my god. Oh my god. Why can't I think of that guy's name from Big Lebowski? Um, it, we don't need the Jesus' love, okay? The Jesus, he only play the bully. He only go and he make a strike. And he know that you get sucked by a graboid, you going down. It's funny. So someone talking about Jesus, and then underneath the Antichrist joined on TikTok. That is beautiful. Oh, suck on that. And oh man, Alicia waiting on Tremors in space. Come on, we all are. And actually, so that was when there was Tremors Fest, and then there was a Q&A with everybody with the whoever the cast and crew was there after every movie. And after Tremors 7, it was just Don Michael Paul and Cher Stallings, and Don and actually Cher brought up the like, yeah, no, we've like discussed Tremors in space, and she's the producer of Tremors 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's like, oh no, we've discussed doing Tremors in space, but then Universal 1440 shut down and all that, and oh, don't watch Tremors 7. Like, go watch Tremors the series, the 2003 TV show, before you ever watch Tremors 7. Save that. Watch Tremors 7 when Tremors 8 comes out. That is my opinion on that. Oh, so America over here has only seen like Tremors 2, maybe 3. Bro, listen, all right. Listen, there's almost like 13 Tremors movies. And the Little Raccoon King has seen, like, Little Trash Mouth has seen all of them. And the TV show, and the Kevin Bacon pilot. They've seen it all with their own 4 eyes. Because they've got multiple. Because they're a king, a trash king. And there's this whole thing where, like, the first 4 Tremors movies and the TV show were all made by this wonderful company called Stampede Entertainment. And they made these movies for like the longest fucking time. And it was just then. That's all they did. They were like, we're gonna make a Tremors movie here. We're gonna make a Tremors movie over there. We created the literal concept of the walkie-walkie Tremors and the fly-fly Tremors and the swimmy-swimmy Tremors all by us. And then Universal Studios went like, yeah, you gotta stop. You're not allowed to make any more Tremors movies. And they kicked him out. And then this nice guy came in, Don Michael Paul, and he went, you know what? I'm going to do what I can with what I got, and I'm going to make some Tremors movies because they asked me to. And he's a really nice guy. I do like Don. And there's the Kevin Bacon Tremors movie with Fred Ward, and then there's the Tremors movie with Fred Ward, and he's the star, and he's like the best one. Oh, Earl Bassett's the best. And then you talking about the Assblasters. We have an Assblaster sauce at the restaurant that we're making the I Got Tremors burger with. Bobby came up with it. It's so good. And you know what, Edwin? No, see, you don't even have to go that crazy with it. So the Graboids, they're like a parasitic worm that flies throughout space. And you know what? Like, so they're on Mars or they're on the moon, and you don't even have to go through a wormhole. You know, you could just have like, oh, there's a Tremors here in the moon base. Oh, there's Tremors here over on the Mars base. And there's like these things happening, and like, you know, there's the gravity, and they all fly around, and it's fantastic. And that's your Tremors in space. You don't need to be crazy with it. You just keep it simple. The time travel happened with the narrative device. That's all it is. Oh my god, this is driving me nuts. Sorry. I don't know who I am anymore. The lines of reality are blurring. Yeah, so America, just so you know, over here in the YouTube chat, we're talking about making a Tremors in space. And then Edwin was like, so the Graboid is sent through a wormhole that transports it to 3043 on a space station where it becomes Shriekers and they start eating all the rations. Then Burt Gummer's great grandson shows up and does Burt Gummer stuff. And and it's, you know, this is where I try to teach you, Edwin. Like, I mean, you got good ideas. I do the same thing with Anthony. Where it's like, listen, okay, great ideas. So that there's like, let's like simplify it. Like let's transform that. Like, how do you know? You got to think when you're filming a movie, you have to be able to film it. And like, what's your narrative concept? You know, it's not about just simplicity, but it kind of is. I don't know why I said that, but but it is. Like, so like, just we got the Graboids. I know you're gonna tell me no. That's fine. You can tell me no, Edwin, all you want. You learn by experience. I went out and I got pumpkins today for my Tremors film. What did you get? Yeah, I got my Graboid guts. And see, that's, oh my god, that's just cool too. Make it stop motion too. And yeah, that actually. So Tremors film in space. Like I said, it's keep it simple. Like, you just have the same concept. You know, just take it to space, and somebody like, I like the Tremors 4 model where like, oh, somebody was mining something, and then the water came out, and booyah, warmed the Graboid eggs, and then the Graboids came out, and now they're in space. Because I wonder, like, you know, that's a good question. I think that's answered because Steve's talked about like having Graboids swimming in water, and they need oxygen. So like, we'd have to find something maybe, and that's where I say like, maybe, you know, Graboids are from space. And I have a Reddit theory that I posted like almost 2 years ago, where it's, you know, trying to tie Dune and Beetlejuice and Tremors, and then Slither. I ended up throwing Slither in there all together, where it's like, so what if you have like, what if the what the hell you want the I don't know, egg or a small parasitic version of the Graboid, you know, is on a rock in space, a meteor in space, and you know, they just get blown apart and they spread all out all over the place, and you know, they seed on different planets, and that's why you get different versions of the giant worm. like, cause it's a thing. It's we all know the concept of the giant desert worm. It's just all throughout. There's just so many versions of it in different medias and stuff. And so, like, well, okay, what if we, you take it down to its base form, its tiniest form, and just like, oh yeah, so there's a little graboid, uh, egg cell, whatever you want to call it. It breaks up in a meteor. Actually, take the opening of Slither, or like that rock comes down, and then it comes out and does all that, and just transfer it into a graboid, and boom. A tiny rainforest worm. Oh, that's a good. So there's a friend of mine who's been on the show, Nate Crabtree, who draws really good graboid concept designs. Um, and actually, William probably has seen him before because he dresses up like Burt Gummer a lot, and he posts in the Facebook groups. Um, and yeah, one of them was a little like um, little tiny rainforest graboid, and then a rainforest shrieker, which is even cooler. Um, and that's such a like I like that's my man. If you're like, that's my big problem with Tremor 6 is like you don't use that ice concept enough or whatever. Like really go into it. And ask your question while I actually ask your question for your short film while I'm talking here, and I'll answer it. Um, but to use the environment and go into it. Like if the graboids are gonna evolve, like what are you gonna do with it? That's where Tremors 5 gives me like they kind of do all right with it. How do graboids deal with tree roots? They don't. That's if you've ever like operated a drill underground or anything like that, tree roots just bind things up. Like it is like if you have like a drill, like a bit like if you were like that Elon Musk fucking boring drill or something smaller than that, like tree roots just bind things up. Like that's why when they go into pipes, it's really hard. Um, so they try to avoid them, and that's actually where graboids prefer the loose sandy soil of like the desert environments and stuff like that because there's no trees to actually go around. Um, and actually that's where Tremor 7 actually does a great thing that I will give it credit, even though we all hate Tremor 7, is that the foamic acid in their mandibles actually like soured that's the this whole Burt said this she soured this whole area of Earth, um, because like the foamic acid destroyed the roots and made it easier for her to come through. Um, uh, okay, so or aquatic ones would be cool, like in a lost jungle or underground cavelet. See, I go back and forth. I'm such a 50-50 person on aquatic graboids because at that point, just make it a shark. I mean, like that's we have enough things in the water that making it a water graboid just seems almost too on the nose. Like someone was asking about the satire, and it's just like that just seems like, and especially when you realize that the whole concept of Tremors. People like to say that Land Sharks was the original title, when in actuality that was just what Steve wrote down on the piece of paper as a placeholder name, like was Land Sharks, and then Nancy was like, "You gotta, that's not the name. You gotta find a better name than that," because the idea gets inspired by Jaws. So anytime someone's like water graboids, or oh Alicia, that's great. Aquatic graboids are just giant eels, and I can't agree more, man. Like they're just whatever you can do with a graboid in the water is gonna just make it a water creature instead. What makes them so terrifying is the fact that they're in the earth. That's so cool. And to go to Edwin's point about like, so can they get someone in they can't get someone in a forest because of all the roots. Hilariously, Edwin, that's actually part of my script that I'm doing. Like I have this whole like there's a whole hunting party in the woods, and like they can't get to them because they're in the woods, and then that's actually where the Shriekers evolve at that point. Then later, and then jump to the second act of the story, and then the Shriekers can get you in the woods. But you can't. It's it's so much cooler to have limitations on the creature, so that way you can figure out how to beat it. If it's a completely unbeatable creature, then there's no fun to it. There's no like the I think. Please tell me I'm wrong. Anybody in the chat? What's my favorite train? Whatever train Michael Gross likes the most. That's my. Um, uh, oh, I got something to say for that. Edwin, 1 second. Like, um, what I find most fun about Tremors, and I assume other people do, and this is when I was talking to Octavio Lopez San Juan, as my last episode. We had a great time together, where the idea of a family unit fighting a bigger monster, coming together and dropping their issues to fight something bigger, that only works when you can come up with plans. That's the. My Bobby's got to have a plan. We got to have a plan to fight the Tremors worms. It's a whole thing, and like the plan, a plan is the core theme of Tremors. It would go a plan, and then, as anybody knows about any type of plan, then if your plan fails, you got to do what you can with what you got. Like it's not. So it's a whole being able to fight the creature and know the rules is what makes that interesting. If it's just unbeatable, you're not. What's the point? What's the point of anybody coming together to fight it, kind of a thing? Yeah, nothing. And William is right. Nothing ever goes to plan. That's the irony of it. And please don't reveal it now. So like that's where Edwin, I would say like, okay, do you have? I have. Okay, so you have an opening scene and you have an ending. Dude, okay, that's it. Okay, that's it, man. All right. It's going to come to you at some point in time. What you're going to figure it out and you're going to be like, "Oh, that's how I get my middle." Oh, and it's just going to come to you. As long as you've got a beginning and an end, that rest of that shit in the middle means nothing. It's absolutely nothing. I got to put these glasses on cuz I feel like I look stupid without the actual glasses on. Um and yeah, I know and just so everybody knows, Edwin over here in the chat is working on an animated Tremors movie. I know William will probably like that because we were talking about it the last time, like here. But like you got to the opening scene and the ending scene. If you watch Tremors, and especially if that first Tremors movie, like I said, Tremors 2 and 4 are my more favorite movies. But if I were to teach a class, God damn it, Anthony. If I were to teach a class on Tremors or screenwriting or something like that, I would use the first Tremors to be like, all right, here, there's nothing more important in your story than knowing your beginning and knowing your ending. And if you can get them to make a circle and they line up, I mean, boom, you have like that is my definition of a masterpiece in terms of screenwriting or anything like that, because that takes so much effort to get there. That like to make the beginning and the end meet, those two halves come together, is you win. Like, and that's where I would go. And I have. Oh my god, hold on. I have taught classes on making Tremors. Where's my better ones? I got better ones of these. Oh, there they are. Like, I have taught classes, and that is always my thing. And the middle, there's a great, I was writing a script a long time ago, and a friend of mine gave me this great piece of advice that I take every time, where when you're making your story, every line either has to be a joke or add character. And what you just said, Edwin, about like, oh, the middle adds canon. That's your meat. Like, that's the flavor of your burger. So technically, to be proficient and to have your burger, to have a burger like my Bobby makes burgers, you need your bun on top and your bun in your middle. That makes it a burger, not a hot dog, which is very specific when you're making a movie. But then that middle bit, whether you add a little bit of lettuce or tomato or cilantro or cheese or chives or onions, that's what makes your burger flavorful. And that's what separates your burgers from all the other burgers that people are selling. And they'll be like, I remember that burger. It had jalapeno jelly and cream cheese on it. And that was delicious. I knew it was a burger because it had the buns. And it was proficiently, expertly done. But man, that meat in the middle, put that meat in my mouth. I was right there. I'm sorry, folks. I went for it. Put the meat in my mouth. Put your Tremors meat in my mouth. I just need that big Tremorsy worm meat in my mouth to make the story, and boom. And yet you gotta you can't rush to get to the end. You gotta take your time. That's where when I was making my Tremors movie, it's like 20 minutes, and I had people being like, it's a long. That's a long time. What do you do? What's the point here? And it's like I like the slowness, and that's what I adore about the first Tremors movie is it takes almost 20 minutes before we get to anything that has anything to do with giant worm monsters, and it's fantastic. And I know you're here, Anthony, so I want to call you out for this. You had an idea once that I'm just like, man, that's in my pocket, and if I use it, I'll give you credit for it. Where the From Dusk Till Dawn model. All right, if you've never seen From Dusk Till Dawn, get out of the chat right now. I will give you 10 to 20 seconds here. If you've never seen From Dusk Till Dawn, please leave. I don't want to spoil things for you. Like a certain someone did when Anthony was dating her, and she Googled what From Dusk Till Dawn was, and yeah, and I've never felt more bad for someone when. Oh, really, Edwin? Oh my God, Edwin, you've never seen From Dusk Till Dawn? Oh, 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 I can't do it. Oh, I can't do it then. Oh man. Oh man. Really, man? Oh, dude. Okay, I can't. I can't. Um, I'm gonna wait and see if Edwin actually left because it went from 3 people to 2. So hold on, we'll see. Edwin, if you're not there, say something. If you not have you not seen the From? I don't care if the TikTok people haven't seen it. Sorry, TikTok people, you're like you got to go. Oh, he did. Oh my God, he did. Okay, I'll talk about it quick so that way he comes back. But so the thing about the great Tremors opens like that or whatever. You do the From Dusk Till Dawn model where it seems like it's one movie at the beginning, and then all of a sudden Graboids show up, and you're like, whoa, oh my God, I was just watching a Hallmark movie, and then fucking now people are getting sucked into the ground. This is insane. Or you're watching a crime drama and people get sucked into the ground. That's where mine if I have an idea, and this was before I saw your idea, Anthony, so you can't say I stole it. My ultimate idea is to have it's Shriekers in the city. It's the Las Vegas Shriekers thing, and you got it's the 2 stoners on a porch, happening, and they even got arrested by these cops earlier in the day, or whatever, or earlier in the week or something like that. There's an illegality thing that's happening, and they honestly, you almost take if you had Jay and Silent Bob living their lives, and they had been arrested the day or week before or whatever, and then Shriekers happen 15 minutes into the movie, and then they got to work with the cops to actually defeat the Shriekers, the cops that arrested them, and actually defeat the Shriekers. I think that's my I have the whole concept and everything all down for that one. That's my if I'm gonna pitch, that's my Shriekers in the city idea. But you start by being oh no, there's this whole drama going on, and people kind of the animosity happening, and just 2 dudes on a porch, and boom, fucking 20 minutes into the movie, there's fucking giant monsters, tiny monsters even happening. And yeah, Anthony, actually, I have to give the credit to Anthony for the Hallmark Graboid movie bit, because he said that if there was like a rom com that you dropped Graboids into, which one would you drop into? And somebody pointed out that if you did 50 first dates, actually, was that? I think that was me actually that did that. We're like 50 first dates with Graboids would be beautiful. Just like, oh my god, oh shit, oh I completely forgot the rules, and you gotta like teach Drew Barrymore how to like fight Graboids over and over again, or like honestly, I would love to drop Graboids into Love Actually, because I hate most of the characters in Love Actually. Like that's a good one. Or oh hell, even uh put How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Just because I want to see Matthew McConaughey against Graboids and Shriekers and Assblaster. Oh, Alicia, Law and Order, Shrieker City. I like that. Oh, I might use that title. I might steal that title from you and give you credit. That's so cool. By the way, is it Anthony? There's another Anthony, Rain and Sky over here on TikTok. I just have to point out, I did not talk about him last time when I was talking about awesome Tremors fans, but this guy makes some great shit. Oh no, I did talk about you on that episode. Oh yeah, because I was talking about the Graboid body that you made. It was so cool, man. Oh, excuse me. Uh, and then oh yeah, because then I talked about because I was talking about Halloween Christmas decorations, and then how you were like, oh, I want to reuse my Graboid for Christmas, and so I got this guy here, and I'm gonna like string the lights up and make it look like he like got eaten while he was stringing the lights up or whatever. Fantastic! I love that so much. I made him disappear with that. Sorry, dude. I always make people feel weird and run away. Um, but yeah, that's if like I think just to go back to Edwin's point whenever he comes back, and if he watches this episode, that like the middle part of your story, and I know Alicia probably knows this too, is like that's the I was just say meat and potatoes, but it is. That's your like, oh, he is back. Cool. You didn't I didn't spoil anything. You'll be fine, buddy. And it was funny actually. I ended up like I ended up describing that movie without actually spoiling it, so you would have been fine anyway. But the point being, Edwin, and everybody else here on TikTok, go watch From Dusk Till Dawn, and then we'll have a conversation about how Graboids would fit into that movie, and it would be awesome. It would be so cool. Um, no, it's not horny vampires, Edwin. And I swear to God, if you went and Googled that afterwards, I'm gonna be so mad at you. So mad. You're kicked out of the chat forever. I'm telling you. I'm telling Bobby. Um, it's funny because everybody here in the YouTube chat actually knows what's happening. I wonder what people in TikTok land are just like, what the fuck? And why is Linda Belcher talking about Tremors? No, you're still wrong, Edmund. None of that happens. Okay, it's true. He definitely does. He drinks liquor from Selma Hayek's feet. Although I would love to point out that, like, he doesn't necessarily write it, so we can also blame Robert Rodriguez for that weird ass scene. I always like. We're gonna go tangent here. Like, man, Quentin, stop with this feet thing, man. Like if you're gonna write your fetish into a movie, it better be an amorphized. You, okay, okay, Anthony. I know he did. All right, look, I know he did, and I'm like, he also wrote Thing, telling I love Juliette Lewis, like, where she turns to him and was like, "You want to eat my pussy?" And so he's just like, "Jesus Christ, bro!" Fantastic movie, very hardcore. And no, Halloween's never over in your heart, in your soul. Um, yeah, you know what? It's not even about your kink or whatever. It's just more like, oh, bro, we get it. You just like feet a lot, okay? Um, we get it. It's we get it. And I know, like Steve and Brent have always said that, like, no, we wrote Tremors, and it's not has nothing to do with anything, at all, and this has nothing to do with any real world stuff at all. But here's all this homoerotic subtext, and then giant penis worms, and then we have asexual hermaphrodites in the sequels, and then Assblasters. Okay, guys, look, you had me in the first half, all right, man. Like, Oh, Jesus doesn't love anybody because Jesus is dead. Um, so, what's something you think everyone should experience in life? Obviously, watching every single thing about Tremors, ever, all of it, all 14 movies, and you know, yeah. Oh, please clip that line, Edwin. I do not have the time to edit anything of this, and so I self-edit as I talk, and I do this, and it's a whole thing. That's where um, because he's dead. Like the whole point is that Jesus died. Someone, this is the second person on TikTok to tell me that Jesus is like alive and loves me. It's just like no, okay. Anyway, please be. You know what? I would prefer someone to be transphobic over that. Like that's I'm fine. Please. I just yeah, insert butt shot too. And that's like, I know, right? That the butts in Tremors 2 is like, you can't tell me that this isn't like someone making a statement on sexual equality over here. And having met Steve and really learned who Steve is and everything about him and become friends with him, that just seems right up his fucking alley. Just to be like, yeah, no, everything's cool, man. I don't care. Do it all. Uh, be religious. Don't be hateful. I will. It's more just like, uh, I honestly just like your politics. I don't really care what your religion is, man. Like everybody's like, I'm like Jeff Winger in Community. Look, I understand the appeal. It's like Paul Rudd. I understand the appeal. I would just never, and I would never take it away from anybody. I just would also never stand in line for it either. Uh, but you know what? What helps you get through the day is fine. I have a whole podcast where I just talk about Tremors every week, and I'm also wearing a Linda Belcher costume. So who am I to necessarily say how you need to get through the day? Like if you need to make your burgers and you make your Jesus burgers, you make your Jesus burgers. They're gonna be tasty for you. Just don't shove them down anybody else's mouth. Um, Damn it, William, holding me accountable and shit. I just went out and I got a whole bunch of pumpkins today to do that, and I had told you guys that I was wanting to like the leaves have almost fallen too much for me to do exactly what I wanted to do, so now I'm still shifting it. Um, but I just I honestly none of you are gonna tell anybody it. Uh, and no, that guy wasn't like transgender in Silence of the Lambs. I don't understand why I always get lotion on the skin comments. Um, that's not what that is. Anyway, um, so my plan, I'm still going with it for my Tremor sequel, is to have I got my opening that I've already filmed. Edwin's seen that or seen the pictures of it. Um, and then I got this other bit, which is like this boardroom scene that I wrote for my when I gave my Tremors presentation, which is my character being like Graboids are real. We got to do something about it. And then there's because the thing like I really I'm so focused on when I want to do this is that I did the first one. Um, it was just me, so I need people in it. I need actual people in it, even if it's just one other person. And I have this whole concept where the story of it is that one of these people on the board or whoever heard this presentation doesn't believe the story and actually goes out with me to hunt the graboids. And I've always loved it. It's the Val and Burt thing where like these are completely opposing ideologies, and like I've said this before, I want to die in the movie. Like I want to get eaten. Is that ugh, Edwin? I know where you're going with that. Just stop. Um, is that I want to die in the movie, but then how do I make the oh yeah, oh oh my god, yeah. But I just I'll come back to that. But I want this thing to happen with the two main characters, and then there's other characters along with it if I can get more people. uh, where obviously there's a trading of ideologies that happen. Where obviously the person that I brought along starts to believe in graboids, but then I also see the value of bringing a lot of guns. That's literally it. Like it's me. I want to because I do, I think that Tremors has a little bit too much gunness, but I think there's a middle ground to be had in the gunness, and I want to bring that. That is my ultimate plan of like those two characters, that's where I would say it's the hippie trading ideologies with the gun nut and like meeting in the middle because I think that's so important. That's what I was talking to believe in the gummer and become a gunner. Oh my god. Dude, I'm writing that down. Hold on. Believe in the gummer and become a gunner. Oh my god, that's a good one. Yeah. 'Cause I think that no because guns are geez, wow, that really made the TikTok people like fucking say something. That was Edwin. If you look in the chat, William, you'll see uh, if you scroll back in the live chat replay, you'll see what people said. But Edwin just said that. I like that. It's funny. I just said, "Oh, guns are the problem," and all of a sudden, TikTok needs to tell me something that's not about Jesus, and I'm wrong. And now it's like, "Oh, boom, 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 boom." No, no, no. You're fine. You're fine, William. I'm like, not knowing something is like, man. I love people who don't know and ask questions. Like that's my biggest thing. If you are purposely ignorant and you're like, no, I don't need to know, then we got a problem. Um, uh, somebody was, is this the Velma reboot? Jinkies, guys, we're out here doing a thing. There's all of these creatures under the ground, and we better do something about them. And you know what? Now that I look at this could totally, if I had, ooh, hold on. Now it's a Velma reboot. Somebody said Velma reboot in the chat. Jinkies, look, that's all I can think of to do this impression. We got really far away from my original goal, which was just doing impressions. We went really far. So I'll bring it back. Bringing it back. And yeah, no, guns are a problem, and we should have less guns. But no, see, actually, that's not right. We should have more people who actually know how to use guns properly, teaching the right safety methods down the line. As I will point out to anybody when they're like talking about Tremors and loving guns and all that, is that like remember, even Burt Gummer knew that giving Melvin a loaded gun was a dumb idea. Like that's not. It should not always be a blanket. Everybody gets a gun. Some people really should not. Like this is the grand extent of a gun that some people should have. Oh, this is very odd, TikTok land. This is gonna be you subscribe to some weird ass shit. Um, uh, so Edwin asked, "Do you live somewhere Midwest or Northwestern?" How do you not know that I live in Iowa, Edwin? Like we've talked about this. I feel like um, I live in Iowa. I live in Maquoketa, Iowa. And you know what? I can say that name aloud and I don't have to worry about being doxxed because nobody knows how to spell that. Or, like, that's it. And just so, yes, William, you asked, will I post this to the Tremor Saga page? I totally will. If you want, William, because you follow me on Facebook, if you go to to Levi Dylan Burzloff page, I have pinned at the top of the page when I gave the presentation. It's an episode of this podcast too. I recorded the whole thing, and you can hear me give the presentation, and then I show people the Tremors movie. It's really fun. So check that out. No way, William. Okay, so listen, like I have this thing where if I know someone's a huge fan of Burt Gummer, and especially if they're in the chat or if I'm talking to them, I try to be a little kind about what I would think might be like. Let's take less guns away from people. And having met you and knowing your military background and all that jazz and stuff, or I assume military background because you were talking about leave, is that like I thought you were more of like that kind of Burt Gummer, but William said, yeah, you definitely need more knowledgeable people to own guns. I want to do my research before I get one myself. And that's, oh my God, that's awesome, man. And you should, everybody should. Um, and and it's funny, like, Edwin, at what point did I say that I was from Iowa? So that didn't mean that I was in the Midwest. Like that's like that just goes with that territory there. Like that seems like like duh. um. Oh wow. Okay. Oh man. So a guy. So freaking. I'm just gonna call William out here, and please forgive me, William, as I do this here. But I met William at Tremors Fest, so TikTok land knows too, and all my areas know here. Um, I met William at Tremors Fest, and the way that I met you, William, too, was on that second day when we were both dressed up for the costume contest, and you had a gung ho gummer, and that is so cool. So if you don't know, there's a Tremors the series from 2003, and Nancy Sterngood comes up to Burt at one point and is like, "Look, I made this. It's a gung ho gummer. It'll sell great in Japan." And I always, and someone asked me what is, I think it's an ashtray. Like it looks like it could be an ash. It's not just a standee. Like there's like, it's a Burt Gummer on a stand. And then there's a little like ashtray port out in front. So I always wonder like if that's not an ashtray. But William came up to me dressed as Burt Gummer, showing off his gung ho gummer toy. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. So for William now to be like, oh no, I grew up in the city. I've never, or a penny thing. It could totally be a penny thing too. I know exactly what you're talking about. Um, um, wow. I'll repeat that in a second, Edwin. And yeah, William came up to me dressed up as Burt Gummer, showing me this, and I just thought it was cool. And William likes so many posts all over the Tremors place that it's just like that guy gets it. You just like things. You don't be a dick. Just let it happen. Move on with your life. And so yeah, I really like a bullet holder. That's a good one, Alicia. Oh, it could be a bullet hole. I mean, maybe you can maybe fit like a clip's worth, about 9 rounds worth in that. But that's still a good one. Oh, and if she would love to give it to Burt too. That's awesome. Okay, that's so cool. But that's really cool. I have to say, William, that's really cool that you understand the value of being a Burt Gummer. I bet you have a backup generator. Just saying. And oh, and I'm not gonna call it Anthony of the Issues. That's what I'm gonna call you, Dr. Antoine Star Puncher Esquire the Third. Bro, I'm on episode 100 of your shit. I have so much. I can't wait to finish so that way I don't have to listen to you anymore. I'm sorry. I did. I said that. I know it. I know it is Dr. Antoine Star Puncher Esquire the Third. Have a backup plan. No, dude. You please. Like I got distracted, but please. I'm joking when I say that's my bit, Anthony. Ha ha ha. Is being your villain of your show. But Anthony, imagine what it's like to be me. There is, I have to bring people in on Zoom calls and talk to them. Otherwise, like, as someone just asked on TikTok, is this real life? No, this is Linda Belcher. I have to do this all by myself. And you know what? There's a reason that like my hard and fast rule for the podcast is that I edit the beginning. So that way there's a great opening. Like I do my opening talking Tremors thing, and then I edit the end. And I don't touch anything in the middle because I cannot stand to listen to my own voice over and over again. So I appreciate all the listen, guys. That's why I was like, I wanted to do the voices because I like listening to myself do the voices, and it just like I don't want to fucking hear myself anymore. And you want a scary story? Someone over at TikTok land wants a scary story. Once upon a time, there was Tremors worms under the ground, and then I decided to do a whole fucking podcast about it. And now I'm trapped in here, and I'm going to fucking episode 50, and it's terrifying because I have roped myself into this. This is insane. This is absolutely nuts, Bobby. I don't know what I'm doing. And so, like Anthony, Caitlin's downstairs, and I still I want to have like her on to like let's do. Although we did have an episode her and I together where we were talking about Tremors Fest on the way back from Tremors Fest in a car. But I want to have her right here, like Stevie's got Tina, and just like hey, so like this Tremors shit, right? Yeah. Yeah, no, you talk about it so much, and like now I'm on your podcast to talk about Tremors. I know, right, Caitlin? Wow, it is just a lot, like so much, a lot. And yeah, so like Anthony, keep annoying yourself because admittedly, you annoying yourself has made me be like, I have to come back here every week now, even if I don't have something prepared, and I'm gonna do a goddamn show. I have to like I'll blame you for this, Anthony. I was like thinking all week because I did a great episode last week where I interviewed Octavio Lopez San Juan, who is writing the new Tremors book. If you don't know, there's Tremors guides out there. This one's written by Jonathan Melville. He wrote this back in 2015. It's about 300 pages. Yeah, always welcome, Anthony. Please, a lot. Like I said, you called me the villain of your show or worried about it once. So you know what? I decided I'm just gonna take that role. So that's where we're at with that. All right. And you're neither one of us is allowed to be on the other one's show until I finish all of your show. That's my personal promise to myself. But I talked to Octavio last week, and that was fantastic. We talked about uh, his book and all the Tremor stuff for about 2.5 hours, and we were just laughing and having a great time. It was honestly like when I talked to Zoran, it was a Spanish version of Zoran, um, and 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 that's where any of you guys, Alicia and Edwin and William and Anthony, um, like I love talking to people who actually love Tremors, and that's not to be like gatekeepy, but I mean like people who really love the concept of Tremors, and I would go who love the theme of Tremors, who love the idea of Tremors, and not just Burt Gummer and the guns and stuff, because it's just what? Oh, you talk about. Oh my God, sorry, Edwin. Oh my God, yeah. I'll talk about that in a second. But I do. I love talking about Tremors to anybody, and I will force myself week after week to come up with something to be here and do this. I actually still I have things legitimately planned, and actually Alicia, if you're in the chat, I want you to know this one's on you. Uh, is that I done a segment early on. Uh, where I went through every episode of Tremors the series with other people, and this was when I was first starting the podcasting, and it worked okay, but I just didn't know what I was doing, and I really should have just had those people on to talk about Tremors and not tried to watch an episode of a TV show while I'm like learning how to podcast and all that or whatever. But my one goal, I have a huge goal of like I want to sit down, and it might be like a 12-hour episode of Talking Tremors where I watch the entire Tremors the series and give commentary the whole time. I'll probably split it up, into 45-minute chunks. But because of Alicia, because you said something once about, and honestly, what you said about that, about listening to people who are passionate about something, you really don't care what it is. You'll listen to it anytime, and I don't mean you, but like I have the same thing. That's why I listen to Anthony and Stevie, and I listen to the We Have Issues guy, and I'm on episode 100. And actually, I got into episode 100, and I had to stop because I was like, I'm going to listen to this twice. Because it was so, goddamn, it was really good. That opening song, bro. Oh, I felt the pain. But Alicia, you were saying, like, yeah, just listening to someone geek out about something, it doesn't matter what it is, um, that, yeah, that it's just fun. It's just so much fun. And I actually talked to, I, oh, because there's another one. So I was talking to the Run for Your Lives podcast because they did their last Shrieker Island episode. So the Paik Allen, and actually I bet you know who I'm talking about, William. Paik Allen and Daphne Backman of the Run for Your Lives podcast do a thing where at the end of every season they review a Tremors episode. Because the first episode of their podcast that they did was Tremors. And so they do one at the end. And I see all of your guys' comments. I'm going to come back around to your voice acting thing there in a minute, Edwin. Um, and I listened to the Shrieker Island episode, and Daphne said this thing about like, yeah, I've listened to Levi, talk about Don Michael Paul, and Levi's got a lot of rants, and it's kind of sullied my opinion, and I'm trying not to think of like what Levi says about Don Michael Paul, but it's still there. And she was just like so sad by it, and I messaged her was like, so look, Daphne, having met Don Michael Paul, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna redo the Tremors 5, 6, and 7 episodes of this show, even, which is the commentary episodes, which are some of my favorites. And I'm gonna redo them with the lens of being nicer to Don Michael Paul. And she was like, "Oh my god, thank you so much." I was like, "Yeah, you get better over time." So then that's the whole point of me. I'm sitting here talking, and I sat here and talked and didn't talk about any of the comments. But so Anthony, God damn it, Edwin, dude, I will totally voice act for you. I know Anthony would too. I think we all would. I'm glad you liked the clip of me with Zoran. That was that pantsless joke is one of my favorite things because I got him with it. That was actually take two, because when I first started the Zoom chat, I was in my full Steve outfit, as William knows what that looks like. Hello, I'm Steve Wilson, and I'll be playing the part of Linda Belcher today. And I started the Zoom chat with that, and he was like, oh, "Okay, what the fuck is going on? What did I get myself into?" And then there was a point where I like got up to like, "Oh, I'm gonna go change out of Steve," and then he saw the pants, and he was like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?" But that didn't end up being the beginning of the episode because like there was some like mess with the Zoom chat, so Zoran was like, "All right, look, do you want to restart this? Because that was so good that like we have to do that properly." So then that second take of that is that first take, or the opening of that is the second take, and Zora was just like, "Oh my god, what did I do here?" Which leads me to that I hope everybody that's in this chat right now saw it and saw the piece of cake that I sent Zoran, because I am so proud of that, and that was so cool. It is so fucking stupid. And then to go to that was Alicia's thing about the deep dive clan, the deep dive Tremors clan. I'm assembling a team of people who love Tremors. I have skills, a certain set of skills that make me a nightmare for people who don't like Tremors. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. I'm just doing your shit. If you let go of my Assblaster, and that'll be the end of it. Yeah, no, it was so cool to like give Zoran that piece of cake and like, him to be like, "Oh my god, this is nuts. Thank you for that." And actually, when I emailed him, and he was like, "Trophy received. Is this cake?" I was like, "Not just cake. That's the cake, bro." Um, which that joke will forever live on for me. And I gave him a better joke than just being pantsless. And then I sent him the Terror Below board game too, and he was like, "No, what the hell, dude?" Thank you. He's actually, as he said, "I'm excited to investigate the Terror Below." I was like, "Bam, you're welcome, bro." But yeah, I just love talking Tremors with people. Um, so Anthony's getting the talking role in Edwin's movie. Nice. Look, Edwin, I can do the voices of the Graboids. I will voice act to the Graboids. Oh, you guys did see my cake. Um, so listen. Oh my god, Anthony. Yes. So, everybody did see my cake. Oh, that's so nice. Thanks, guys. Um, Anthony. So the concept of this episode is having me do different impressions of people talking about Tremors. So give me something. Listen. Oh, you said Frank. Well, listen, Autobots. We must defeat the Tremors menace. They and the Decepticons are out here amongst the stars, and we must take them down for all of perfection. Cha cha cha. So, okay, listen, Anthony. Yes, can we do a Channel 101 thing, but specifically with Tremors short films? Fucking Abra, this is the 18th time that we have had the same ideas as each other. Oh, I said it before, and I'm not going to replace Stevie, but we need to work together more because we meet up. We're like a sandwich. We're like a burger. Okay. So I got a Joe Biden impression over here, and then Christopher Walken. I'm gonna do the Joe Biden first because I'm gonna be bad at it. Honestly, I can't even think. What the fuck does Joe Biden sound like? I can do Donald Trump, but I can't do Joe Biden. I just want to do like an old man kind of a thing, but this is more like Bill Clinton. Monica Lewinsky, she had my Graboid. It was a real thing, man, a real thing, and she really dug it in. Yeah, I was giving Monica Lewinsky the Tremors. um, what's something that I love about myself? I'm incredibly dedicated. That's I do. I am nothing if not consistent. All right, so I got Christopher Walken. Oh, and I'll do yours too, Alicia. I hope you're having a great day too. So like, look, man, we're out here in the desert, and there's a lot of these worms, and I know what you're thinking. We gotta walk without the rhythm, or we don't attract the worm. And it's a whole thing. A friend of mine, the Burt man, he was over there in the perfection doing a thing, and I had to say the guy knew what he was doing, knew what he was doing well. We'll stop there. I'll come to yours, Alicia. I'm gonna do the Williams first. Hello, I would like you to know that my Tremors worm is oh baby. Listen, I don't know how many planets you've been to, but mine is extra large. I don't know why I'm making Sulu George Takei so gay right now. I mean, it's just more like that's my listen, people. Actually, honestly, every time I think of George Takei, hello, I'm George Takei. You know what? Let's just get into it. Here's a treat for all you Kevins out there. Hey, Kevin can't come to the phone right now because he's with me, George Takei. You're welcome, Kevins. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna do Alicia's. God, okay. I did a whole Reba impression for the entire talking the Tremors 2 the Lost Monster thing. Wow. I why? Sorry, it's bugging my brain. This Reba. Okay, I can do a Reba impression. Now look, we don't gotta get personal about this. Now, me and Burt, we believe we gotta get out of this valley. I don't know what I'm telling you. Listen, I knew this girl once, Fancy, and she may have had a nice red dress on, but I'll tell you what, she didn't know how to fight no Graboids. Hell, what you doing? Now, wait a minute. And what the hell y'all talking about? Now, look, you didn't even get penetration with your with my. You didn't even get penetration with my elephant gun. Um. I want to keep going. I'm trying to think of Reba-y things to say. Well, it's not tonight. And you know what? This might be the start of something right. And maybe it's the perfect night for falling in love. But, why don't you just fall in love with me? That's what I think. Okay? Here's your one chance Grady, don't let me down. I say, here's your one chance, Grady, don't let me down. Oh, hell. I'm a survivor. I am. I am a single mom, and I work too hard. I got 2 kids, and it never stops. You know, with the gentle hands and the heart of a fighter, I am a survivor. Okay, and you can hate me all you want, TikTok people. There's some real hardcore transphobia going over here that I'm trying not to focus on, but it's fucking there, and they can fucking eat a graboid. As far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna send Burt Gummer over there. That's my husband. He gonna take you out. He got a double penetration 458 shooting solid slugs, and I don't mean slugs like no giant worms. Thank you, Alicia, for telling me to stop. Perfect. Oh, you got it. You know, you guys have got the great chat over here, but then TikTok can. But let's see. Gizmo and a Graboid, Frank Welker. I want to go back to Anthony. Okay. Oh man. So, damn it, William. That's my. If somebody were to give me the reins to Tremors, that is my. That would be my script. Is that you because Tremors is always about the homage and the parody and the satire. We've had all these Jurassic Park films that having one where Grady is in charge of Grady and Earl's Monster World and something Jurassic Parky happens is just boom. And again, that's actually so for me. That's the either like the season finale of the TV show or the first episode of the TV show. Um, Honestly, I think it would be season finale. That's the you got to build up to that kind of a thing. Um, but that like it's like right there. That shit writes itself. And then to go to Anthony's point, so like a channel 101 of Tremors films that is my fucking goal, bro. Like so Universal has that saying that if you listen to this show enough, this is my like fuck you, I hate you, Universal, where they told Stampede and everybody else, we can sell an empty box named Tremors. When I first heard that, my thought was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to make you eat those words. And I want everybody to make their Tremors films. I do not care. Anthony, if you want to erase all of the canon of Tremors after Tremors 2, and we're not working together, that's fine. But if you're doing it by yourself, whatever, you go over here and you make your Tremors 2 of whatever the hell it is, man, and do it. That's an empty box named Tremors. Sell. You don't even got to sell it. Put that out there. Edwin, you got an animated script? Make it happen. Who cares? Just do it. That's my scripts. I try to keep canon because that's my whole dealio or whatever. But make it happen. I do not care. It's awesome. As far as I'm concerned, the more Tremors that's out there that is made by fans is this like, hey, look, you underestimated the value of this franchise, and you have to like you have to this is the piper coming to roost or whatever the hell that phrase is, and now like this is all of your bad deeds coming back to haunt you. This is the empty box named Tremors putting on a ghost shell and being like, ooh, what's real Tremors and what's not? You don't fucking know, man. Like just yeah, everybody. I want everybody to make Tremors movies. I don't know if I talked about. Oh, I did talk about it last, and I did. I sent it to you, Edwin. I love what there's the guy on YouTube called Fermented Cinema. His name is Ian, and he's making the Dune Tremors thing or whatever, um, which is him like animating Tremors and then splicing it up with Dune and it is awesome. It is so cool. I need to he's got a good enough storyboard there that I need to take it and like actually edit it with the real life footage too to have like a oh no this is what you're going for. That's awesome. That is really good. And Do it. I do not care. I don't care how canon you are, what you're doing. I think that if you are making a Tremors movie, you are winning. You are bucking the system. You are doing everything you can to disrupt that bullshit. And I'm into it, man. Like, do it. It is like channel 101 of Tremors films. Bring it on. That's like, do it, 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 do it. And I do. I'm because people. We all know this. Everybody's always asking, "Where's the next Tremor sequel? Where's Tremors 8 happening?" And you know what? You are the next Tremors 8. What Tremors 8 are you making? What Tremors 9 are you making? What Tremors 10? Like I said, that's where my whole I've said it on the last one where it's like we're on Tremors 14 right now, man, and that's not including all the TV shows. What's your Tremors 15? Who cares? You got a Tremors in space? Let's go. Boom. Let's get out there. Let's do it all. Like, make it. It does not matter because I think it's cool. Like, that's my, like, I have a, that's my personal policy on creativity is that if you're creating something, ain't nobody can touch you. Like, yeah, Edwin's right. They're doing something in it they've never done before. Um, uh, mommy chill. Listen, mommy chill over here. Like, boom, boom. Uh, and oh wow, that got my fire going. Uh, make them pay. Oh yeah, Alicia's right. Make them pay with our talent. Ugh. Make them bleed for it. This is what they like. They took Tremors away from Stampede Entertainment because they thought that that Stampede didn't matter and that they can make whatever Tremors movie they want. So in my mind, dilute that water, man, and get it all over the place. Everybody's Tremors film counts. Everybody's. That's where I want to do the thing in my Tremors film where they're at the board meeting and the footage that I'm showing is like, because I always go, it's a documentary. It's a documentary, Bobby. And the footage that I'm showing is not only the Tremors films, but then Tremors fan films too. Just to be like, see, those are real. That's what happened. That actually happened right there. Bingo. You're not going to erase it because now it happened inside of that. Now it's all connected. What are you going to do? And you know what? I am ranting to a lot of people that do care. Listen, Bobby, I'm here. This is my show. I don't see you with a Tremors show. So you know what? I win. That's kind of the point. That to go into this Tremors fan films thing, if somebody else decided to start a Tremors podcast, and in fact somebody else did, you know what? Do it. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. Go ahead, start your Tremors show. Maybe just don't end it the very last episode telling me to fuck off, because yeah, I'm kind of unbeatable. Like, it's one of those things that I will just come after you. I will hunt you down like I am Bergama, and I will find your life, and you will know what it's like to feel the tremors. Uh, like that's I'm into it. Like, please, like, make Tremors more Tremorsy stuff. I love when I was talking to Octavio, and we were talking about the book, John Melville's Tremors book, and he spoke to John and was like, hey, could you help me out with this? Do it. I'm making a book too. And Octavio's whole thing was, he's like, I don't want to do the same thing. Like, I want to, this is great. This is awesome. This is 300 pages of excellence. I don't want to repeat it. What's the new thing that I can do with it? So then that's his whole, like, oh my God, Anthony, really? Anthony's over here now too. You just had to find out what the transphobia was, what didn't you, Anthony? And Octavio was like, I want to make a book about Tremors from the perspective of Michael Gross, because he's the one through line, the one thread through everything, and just like, let's have him, like, what's his life like, what's he experienced, and then even more so. So this ends in 2015. Go farther, Tremors 6 and 7, and then Tremors 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now that we've got two. And I think that's the cool thing, is that it doesn't matter who's doing it, because of the way that humanity works and unique perspectives. If you put the pen to the paper and the film and start making it, everybody's gonna have a different idea and a different version of Tremors, and it's gonna be cool. That's my, like I it's gonna be you're distill if you can make it to the point where you are actually creating something about Tremors, you have enough knowledge coming out of you that it's going to be distilled into that, and it's funny to say you're gonna get it right every time. I have watched so many Tremors fan films, and there is a playlist on the Tremors Saga's YouTube channel of fan films, and there's like 30 of them that have been cataloged so far. I imagine there's way more. And like everybody that's ever done a Tremors film has gotten it right. And I don't mean that like, oh, the effects are perfect and the acting is perfect and the cinematography is beautiful. They got the idea. You're not setting out to make a Tremors anything. And that's where Anthony, wherever you're at, I want a Tremors comic. I know. Oh, I am almost to the point where I will make a Tremors comic. I'm not a bad drawer, and I don't mind, man. I will do it. I've seen enough Tremors porn comics. There's in fact 2 Tremors porn comics, and I don't mean Pangea Starseed's gay porn comic. There's 2 Tremors porn comics, and they're legitimate comics, like legit. Like sometimes I wonder how I get to the point where these things are on my radar and I find them. But if you're making something Tremors, whether it's a movie, whether it's a comic, whether it's a song, whether it's a TikTok, whether it's a short, whether it's an animated anything, you obviously have enough love for that to come through. And I think that's the most important thing of all. Like I said, so yes, to answer Anthony's thing, we should make a channel 101 of Tremors films. And you know what? I think there's a great name for it that we could maybe call something like the Tremors Saga. Da, da, da! Plot twist. But that's my because there's a reason it's called a saga. It's a story, It's a whole thing. Damn. Okay. So does anybody have any funny voices for me to do? I got really serious. Every episode gets serious in the middle for some reason. As we talked earlier, I know my beginning and my end. It's that meat and potatoes in the middle that adds the flavor of the burger, and the burger that you'll remember. This is a very specific burger with Assblaster sauce. And we are the Assblasters. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. So, I'm sorry, YouTube people. Oh my God, all your comments. YouTube's really bad about showing me the comments. So I just missed a whole bunch. And yeah, William had said another TV show. We're never going to see the Kevin Bacon pilot. It's never going to happen. Lead me back to the tree root thing. Make them pay. Please send me the opening scene. I would love a comic book. Me and TikTok Graboid are still working on our Christmas story. Our Christmas Tremors movie. Or Tremors comic even too, whichever one we can end up with. Which is going to be cool. Because there's all the noises of Christmas things that you try to put up bells and then they attract Graboids. Porn comics, yes. You just had to find out. Lots of things happened. Tremors, they've been. Look, man, the Tremors porn comics, they come up, man. Honestly, for me, it's because I looking on Deviant Art for things, looking on Deviant Art for Tremor stuff, and then that's where it's at. So then you're like looking for one thing, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, why is Rosalita and Vivica A. Fox topless and being eaten by a graboid? In very well done, vivid detail. And you're just like, okay, that's a new thing I gotta put in my brain. Thanks, universe. And no, just that. And yeah, oh my God, Alicia's fanfic. Like I said, that just you can have a Shrieker go down on Helen Shaver any day in my book. Do the entire cast of King of the Hill facing Graboids. That God, that would be cool. That's a good one. That's where I say like it doesn't have to be like animated stuff, because then you're starting to get like things that you wouldn't normally be able to see in the real world, like out there, and like, oh yeah, like Now look here, I don't know about you and your propane, but like I'm gonna, I don't know about you and your ass blasters, but me, I think that propane's the best gas there is. Well, I don't say, I don't mean it's gonna be out there, and we're gonna have a whole bunch of the worms coming through, and whatever that worm, it's gonna be thing, it's gonna be thing. Pocket sand. And um, what would Assblaster sauce taste like? Assblaster sauce is the hottest sauce in the restaurant. Like, you think that buffalo sauce is hot? You think that pepper sauce is hot? You think your jalapeno sauce is hot? Oh, the Assblaster sauce is just like, whoa, Bobby, it's set on fire up in here. You're eating it, and you're like, oh, I'm all burny, and I feel like I could go out there. I could punch some things. But then also be like, there's a savoriness to this. There's a real, like, I can tell that the cook who made this knew what they were doing in an experimental kind of sciencey sense. And they were like, I'm going to make the hottest sauce possible, but also it's going to be so sweet and delicious. And one could even say the sauce is a little cheesy. And it is. I just love it so much. Oh my God, Bobby! um, And yeah, Edwin, like your wild ass Tremors wormhole space 3034 movie. For me, like if anybody's saying stuff in front of me, I always try to be like, oh, hey, okay, hey, how do we make that happen? Like so you went really far. All right, let's take that and like just drag it right over here a little bit. It's one of those just like, oh, it's so close. Like let's punch it into space. Fuck it, man. Maybe, and you know what? I'm happy to be wrong. There have been so many times in this entire everything journey that I've gone through with Tremors where I've learned that I'm wrong, and it's always like, cool. You know what? Using that's cool. I learned that I was wrong there, and now we're gonna do a different thing. Awesome. Thank you. Now I know, and that's awesome, man. Um, and yeah, animate it, whatever it takes. That's my like please do it. And honestly, now I looked at the comments and Anthony was saying that do the cast of King of the Hill facing the Graboids, um, like do Bob's Burgers, the cast of Bob's Burgers facing Graboids. Why did guys? We're like right here. How did we miss this one? Like, oh my God, Bobby, they're coming through the floor. Lynn, look, it's just a worm. I don't know why it's such a big deal. But Bobby, they're gonna get us. They're gonna get the whole restaurant. No, Lynn, look. I think if we just feed it some burgers, I think it'll just go away. I think we'd be fine. Um, uh, uh, what? How Edwin says, and well, this is after. I'll go with Alicia. Alicia said first, animation gives space for so much more chaos. And then Edwin followed it up with, yeah, how do I write? And then Bobolina, the graboid, is nuked and flung into outer space. It is flung so hard it reaches a black hole. You did write it. Now how do you draw it? But you know what? Boom. We can do that. That's easy enough. Let's boop. There you go. You draw it. It goes off into space. Oh, this is my perfect opportunity to do this. Just make it happen. You could just be like, we have issues and just make it. That's where, like, play it again, beautifully depressing. And again, Edwin and Alicia and William, go buy this one. You can't buy this one first. You have to play it again first. And then go feel pain and cry and realize what life is about and then move on. And then you get to, read the action comedy horror script. And like that, you know what? I know it had nothing to do with Graboid, but I can easily see Stevie with his style, fucking hurling a Graboid into space with this. It looks much better on TikTok than it does on YouTube. But yeah, like that page. And I remember you guys talking about this page, like how beautiful and how hard it is, where they're actually like fighting and shit. Oh yeah, barreled. Because there's a great concept. Barreled is absolutely insane. And yeah, issue 4, baby. Just give me issue 2 right now. I don't want to buy a digital. I want to buy a physical copy. and it's like barreled the bear unicorn. This is easy. Just substitute it with a graboid all of a sudden, and now we're flinging it into space with space powers. It's not like that's where I was like, I am almost to the point. I don't give a shit about you, Anthony. I will make my own Tremors comic just to have one that's not porn. That's like just a 1 out of 4 Tremors comics that exist that's not porn. Just one, please. One that I can read and not feel weird about. And it's going to be another case of Cabin in the Woods. There was chaos on every screen. Yeah, that's where. So one of the really funny, cool things when reading the Tremors 2 script is that if you know Tremors 2 at the end, when the Shriekers are eating all the food and then they're in the warehouse, and they do an all right job of it, like showing on the screen that like things are like busting out, like, and they're like physically pushing out of the warehouse. Reading it on the script is like there's so many Shriekers multiplying and like, wait, hold on. Okay, tell me what I need to follow up on. Shit. Oh, fuck. I missed something. I'll come back. But there's so many Shriekers multiplying in the Tremors 2 script that they're literally like bursting the building. Like it's almost like there's like a flood of Shriekers coming out and just barreling and breaking. Like the building explodes at the end or whatever. But there's so many of these Shriekers and they're just bursting everything. And it's like that. I mean, shit. Even with today's CGI, you'd still have a hard time making that look good and doing it. But back then, in 1994, like, trying to make your CGI literally burst apart a building and then there's hundreds, almost thousands of Shriekers coming out. That's something that works better on a comic book page. Comic book page! Look at that! Hey, did you know that there's a podcast called We Have Issues hosted by Anthony Lafauci and Stephen Todd, where they talk about every single week about how their desire to make comic books and then friendships and issues and all the things. And yeah, okay, that's my plug. That's my plug done for you. Listen, you need to read the issues. You need to go, and there's a podcast, and there's a whole thing where they talk about the comics and the issues. And you don't have to pay me to do that. Yeah, I am a shill. I am a shilling. I am a piece of British currency, and I am shilling hard for this. Okay, TikTok? Somebody on TikTok wants to make me a single mother. Yes, but that's an issue that we got into with. Oh my God. But go and feel the pain. And then once you're done feeling the pain and reevaluating all of your life choices, then go watch an eternal entity possess a guy. And then fucking slice him in half and shit. And it's like, and no, Anthony, hilariously, you already talk about Tremors enough on the show to be like, oh shit, okay, yeah, that's why you should listen to We Have Issues. So everybody knows. So I did I did. So I realized too, Anthony, what made me listen to your show, and it was you made a Facebook post about like needing the like 20 people to listen on Spotify to get monetized, and then that thing happened where they upped the numbers, so it didn't matter anyway. But when I first read it, I was like, oh, sure. I'm a terrible, terrible friend, and it's been 3 years of this podcast. But now, the moment that you need to be monetized, I can spare some time to do this. And I was doing some really heavy work where I was all by myself, so I had my ears on. And I was like, I'll listen to this show. And I fell absolutely in love with it. It's really hard for me to do these glasses, so forgive me. Fell absolutely in love with it. And just listen. Now, like I said, I'm on episode 100 right now. And it hurts, and it's great, and it's inspirational. But and it's funny because in the beginning you actually talked about Tremors more than you've talked about Tremors recently, and I know that I've had no interaction with it, so I know it's not you like weaning me off. In fact, it's probably the universe being like, "Oh, you heard the Tremors talk early on, and I dragged you in, and then that's it." And because one of the things that Anthony like as a property that he would love to like work on is it's the Lost Boys, because they fucking talk about the Lost Boys every episode. And you know what? I still need to rewatch that. I'm hard on myself about that. And then Lost Boys, and then he said Gremlins, and then he was like Tremors, and that's when Anthony and I started really messaging. It was like, oh, That's why you're so invested in everything that I do that's Tremors. Now I get it. I understand this now. And yeah, then we've been talking back and forth on that jazz or whatever, and you haven't said a single fucking thing about Tremors since. And I commented this on an episode, and I don't think you got it because you started ignoring my comments. Is that you're doing monster tests? You gotta do a monster test on desert worms. I mean, obviously, I want you to do graboids, but there's so many desert worms. They're like a desert worm deserves its own monster test. Which, just as an aside, like there's two things I never thought about until I listened to We Have Issues. Now we're doing Talking Tremors. We Have Issues. We're fully going here because I don't care. I need to talk about this, and I've shared this with other people this week, but it's still on my brain, and I need to talk about this. Number one is I never thought about like how many nipples a werewolf has, both pre-transformation and after transformation. I still don't fully have an answer on that. You guys can all discuss that and figure that out now too, or go to We Have Issues and talk to Anthony and Steven about that because I still don't know. And then secondly, as a huge lover of seafood, I now really need to know what a mermaid would taste like, and because I think it would taste good. I agree with you guys. Like I think a mermaid would taste far more delicious than anybody wants to realize it would. It would be very, very good, very tasty. I want to eat a mermaid. And yeah, you will have no answer. The topic is a lie. There is no topic. You guys haven't given me impressions, so my topic is whatever the fuck I feel like. Cause you can't come here and stop me. I am inevitable. Yes. And yeah, I like listening to those guys and talk about Tremors, and I keep laughing every goddamn time. And Anthony, you haven't rewatched it yet, but you still need to rewatch Tremors 2. And there's so much ostrich talk, so much ostrich talk. Well, okay, in the movie itself, there's maybe like a scene or two with ostriches. I'll do that one, William. I think I can do that one. It goes back to Gary Busey and Predator too, so we'll full circle that. But Anthony, if you're sitting here and you're loving whatever the fuck this is, you gotta go, and I would beg you, please, go listen to my episode of Tremors 2, The Lost Monsters of this show, where I do the script reading, and there's so much ostrich talk in that movie, way more than you even realize. And someone on TikTok wants to fog up my glasses. Sexy. Oh man, okay. Okay, jeez, okay, hold on, let me look. I got 3 impressions coming up here. Oh, you people are good. And this one might just be my, like, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia impression, so forgive me on this. Now look here. I don't know what y'all been telling each other about these damn graboids, but it's not a thing, man. I done fought a predator. Now, a predator's a real thing. He gave me a gun, man. A real life. It wasn't like one of these guns. It was smaller. It was a damn thing, man. And I went like, whoa, like, that was a lot. And I fucking cut off that motherfucker's arm. It was a whole thing. I had to jump. I'm a 65-year-old man. I'm jumping around all over. It was Los Angeles. I thought it was New York City. I'm all over Los Angeles. And, oh, damn it. Okay, I'm getting some good ones now. Oh, Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. Alan Cumming. For some reason, okay, I'm just gonna. Willkommen, bienvenue, Tremors. Frända, étranger, perfection. Glücklich, Gukama, je suis so schon well. Happy to be here, bleibe resta Graboid. Willkommen, bienvenue, Tremors. In perfection, yay! It's perfection, yay! Oh, perfection, yay! I don't know why I did Alan Cummings MC in Cabaret, but that was as close as I was gonna get to it. It was either that or Nightcrawler in X-Men, but that didn't feel appropriate, or didn't feel that was gonna get it more. Um, and then what was the other one? Okay, hold on. I got the mustache for this, so hold on. God, Anthony, you got two good ones here. Okay, um, oh, where's my glasses? I gotta get my things here. Okay, because it's do an impression of Burt Gummer as the new Van Helsing facing Dracula. Oh, this is gonna. Now listen here, folks. I know what you're thinking. That hunting the vampires, just like hunting graboids. Well, it's different. You need maximum penetration, I tell you, but that maximum penetration is going to come in the form of a steak, boy. I need my hat, too. Hold on. This is just to really go all out with this. I'm here in Transylvania. Just as an aside, there's a reason that Michael Gross himself says he can't improvise as Burt Gummer. This is so hard sometimes. I do this one a lot. I do my Burt Gummer a lot. I work on it a lot. Now, out here in the wilds of Transylvania, there is a creature as yet unheard of. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, hey, it's just a bat. Well, let me be the first to tell you that it ain't no bat. It's a man bat. And I do not mean no Christian Bale or Michael Keaton or Robert Pattinson, who is also a man bat. And I have killed him with his sparkly skin and all. And he lays in my bunker with his head on. Yes, that's right. I have Robert Pattinson stuffed in my basement. Yeah. But I'm telling you this, fighting Dracula ain't fighting like fighting no graboids. No, it is not. No, Dracula, well, he'll turn you into one of them Draculars, too. It's a whole thing. There's a whole lineage of vampires. And I have to admit, my family has some experience in hunting such creatures. Well, my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpappy, Vladislav the Third Gummer. Well, guess what? He's hunted them too. Been all over the world and doing it a lot. So me here, Mr. Burt Gummer, is to tell you that Dracula, you're on my list. That was horrible. And I don't know. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. God damn it. Okay, so then, God, it's this is actually what's funny about that Anthony's suggestion is that I actually did this one before I started this. I was doing this to Caitlin. So what's the deal with graboids? So like they just turn into like a shrieker when it oh, that's always okay. Hold on, I got it. I got something for this. Is okay. So look, George. I don't know what you're thinking, but we got to get out of this city. I just saw a guy on the street today get eaten by this, like, giant dinosaur chicken. It was a whole thing. Now, look, Jerry, I don't think you know what's going on. A dinosaur chicken, there's no way this is happening. Not happening here in New York City. I'm telling you, George, it was real. I saw it in a lane. It just came up. It just was. Why is my Jerry Seinfeld Southern? It's just, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Okay, okay, this isn't an ask, but somebody's just doing the Bears thing. And TikTok, I'm talking to people on YouTube, just so you know. Like, go to the Tremors Saga's YouTube. I've got multiple viewpoints here. But somebody's talking about the Bears, so I'm going to do that one. The bear, look, the Graboids are out here, okay? They're out here in the. Ooh, hold on. This is a good one for this. Yeah. Look, the Graboids are out here. All right, they're up here in the wilderness of Wisconsin. Okay, and you know what? Like, there's a whole thing happening, and I met a guy who was out here, and he realized that if he ran into the trees, there's no way a Graboid's going to get him, because they can't tunnel through the roots. There's a whole nope, no Graboids getting through them tree roots. I'm telling you, all right. And this guy Bill Brasky, all right, he was out here and he was running hard. And I'm telling you, this thing had him. It had him dead to rights. I mean, it had him like I had that buck in my scope. Okay? And whatever was happening, old Bill Brasky, man, he ran into that thicket. And I don't know what stopped him. But that Greenboy, no more. No more. Oh, man. That was so good. Okay. Zoran. Oh, my God. Can I do Zoran? I honestly, and thank you, TikTok, for. Hi, I'm Zoran Gvojic here, and I'm fighting El Blanco. That's right. On this episode of Dead Meat, I'm gonna be the dead meat. Somebody tell James that I need a pay rise. Oh, I can't do James. I was just gonna like switch to James. I'm trying to think of James. Shit. I got nothing. I just love those guys so much. I just don't want to do that to them. They're such good people. Be good people. Now, I can't. I'm just gonna. Now that Graboid's hotter than a critter ball in Las Vegas, and I should know because I knocked up my wife. Why was that where I was going? Honestly, because my brain is just so happy. That Zoran and Megan are having children. I don't know why I'm invested in that narrative, but I am because it's awesome. Because more cool people like that should have kids. Like, yes, get together. And little Bixby's gonna be playing with my piece of cake forever. Someone please send this to Zoran and just be like, Levi did an impression of you. It was horrible. Hi, I'm Zoran Gvojic. Man, Wilford Brimley once called a red flannel, which that's a true story. I got that one off him. All right, what else, guys? Come on. I will do another half an hour of this show if you give me decent impressions. I have to pee really bad, but I do not care. I will pee my pants for this show. Worth it. It's not a fetish thing either. It's not like Tremors comics. And yeah, we need more baby Graboid fans. And yeah, and I already told, if there's another Tremors Fest within the next couple of years, that baby better be showing up in a dirt dragon costume. That's what'll really win the costume contest. That one, baby. Ooh. As long as Zoran keeps his pants on. But I feel like Zoran not having his pants on is what got us to do, to have a baby. Haha. I'm going to just call this out so people know what I'm doing because this is ridiculous. Do Tremors, but Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Graboids. Oh, God, Alicia, what do you... okay. Come on. Now, look, I'm going to eat you. All of you. You're making too many vibrations, and I can sense them. I'm coming for you. All of you. Perfection is my valley. I'm going to eat you. And then I'm going to metamorphose. And I'm going to explode from the inside. Oh, you're asking me to impersonate Shriek. I'll give you... Okay. No, let me finish. Let me finish my Arnold. I'm doing this thing. Yes. I here am a Graboid. That's just so beautiful. That Burt guy. Do not listen to him. He is the total bullshit. This is bad. This is so bad. You killed all my friends with your bombs and your aqueducts. I hate you. Honestly, thank you for that one. Anthony, that was really good. I appreciated doing that one. I did tell you. Okay, I'll do Helen Shaver. I got to do the Shrieker first, Anthony. Jeez, I'm losing track of my people. Who am I? Okay, well, like, okay. Are you not entertained? Jesus Christ! Oh, that one shredded me. Next time, make it like a Shrieker who's like Keanu Reeves or something, man. Or it's okay. I said it. Okay, hold on. We'll do Helen Shaver after. Look, man. I just want to eat, dude. It's just a thing. I want to. I'm so hungry, dude, man. Oh, where's Bill? We need to get to the chopper. What the fuck? Okay. All right. Now, Helen Shaver, is gonna be terrible. I want to do it right, so I'm trying to for me. So when I'm doing impressions, I gotta hear the person in my brain. So I gotta hear them saying something, and then I can get into that area, that mindset, and do it. I'm not stalling. Shit. Oh, it's like right there. Look! Please! I don't know about you guys, but we're out here in the middle of this oil refinery, and all you are doing is yelling. And all I want to do is model and do geology, okay? Look at my wonderful breasts that I'm not wearing a bra for, okay? Just focus on me. Stop focusing on these Shrieker things. Because a lot of people have died, all right? A lot of people have died in this movie already. Some of them were my friends. But you know what? I am still somehow more calm than the rest of you. Look, Earl, you've already dealt with these things before. Why are you a screaming child? Burt! You're supposed to have all the bullets. It's not Grady's fault that he's wondering why you don't have more bullets. So please, shut the fuck up. Yeah, boom. I hope you're happy, Alicia. Boom. 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 Shaboonya! Shibuya roll call. What else we got here? Thanks, Edwin. I hope you use that for good and not for evil. It's fine if you use it for evil too. I get it. It's fair. Weirdly enough, every time I see myself and my hair's moving back and forth, I'm like, I need the glasses because the hair moving back and forth, like, oh, that's okay. Okay, hold on. That's a good one, William. Al Bundy. Not Ted Bundy. Al Bundy. Now look here, Peg. I don't know about you, but it's I think I need a beer if I'm gonna deal with these worm things you got going on. All right. Don't mind me. I'm just greatest quarterback of all time. Al Bundy. It's a thing. Maybe I haven't watched enough Married with Children in a long time, and I'm kind of messing this up, but I don't care. I'm trying. And Peg, can we feed the kids to these things? I would appreciate that. That way I don't have to deal with it anymore. Also, can we feed you to these things? Cool. Great. How about the neighbors? Anyway, game's on TV. Don't mind me. Gonna watch it. Wow. Okay. My Al Bundy wasn't perfect, but I tried, folks. I did what I could with what I got. Uh, I'm glad you think it's hilarious, TikTok. uh, Now look here, I am telling you that the Graboid threat is a threat that we must deal with as a country, as a people, as a nation. And no matter what, we will stand the tide of this menace. Here and now, in this place, this perfection. Ask not what you can do with what you can with what you got, but ask what you cannot do when you cannot got what you not do. What am I quoting? I am John F. Kennedy Gumma. I am your president. I am a descendant, ancestor of Gumma. It is a thing. I am John F. Gumma. I came. I saw. I conquered. Booyah. I did not get shot in the head. Poosh.
Hey, listen, I'm telling y'all, the Graboid menace is not a real menace. It's all a Democrat lie to make you think that I am incapable as a president. So, I tell you, I am not an Assblaster. No, rubbity doo.
Um, oh man. Now look here. Hey. We maybe found the weapons of mass graboids over here in Iraq, and the thing that y'all got to do is realize that fool me once, shame on the graboid. Fool me twice, shame on the Assblaster. And it's a thing. And you know what, Alicia, you're right. We got to do it. I got to do it. I was avoiding it because we all know why I was avoiding it. Because I can't do Joe Biden, but I can't. Now listen here. I know what you're thinking. For some reason this is also John F. Kennedy, but you're fired. Okay, all the graboid. You're the worst. This is terrible. Terrible. Get out. I hate it. I hate you. I hate all of this. That Burt Gumma guy is a liar. Is a thing. For some reason, two of my presidents just sound like an octave lower Linda. That's all this is. But I do not care because you're fired. This is the worst. The worst. All of this is terrible. I only hire the best graboid hunters, and none of these guys, they're not up to it. And in fact, the graboid thing, all a myth, all a lie, all a ruse, all right? That is just the Democrats in Congress trying to stop me, okay? This is where I'm at. This is a thing. Bada booty. Again, that just sounded like... because this is my John F. Kennedy. He's a slower version of Trump. But then up here, listen, fired. Pop it and lock it and rock it. This is an upside down Bible. Impressions are weird, man. You know. Now I want to do Zoidberg, but I don't know Zoidberg enough besides.
Oh, because I'm here. Listen, the Graboid is actually God on my planet. The sacred Graboid. Praise, bless the Maker and his water.
Okay, that was actually pretty good. Now I'm trying to think of other Futurama voices. I'm already here, so it's like I'm honestly I don't watch enough Futurama to. I'm trying to. Like, I got a Bender. Bite my shiny metal graboid. That's it. That's all I got. Honestly, if anyone had Venture Brothers people to do, I can do Venture Brothers now. Like, that's where it's at. No one expects the Zoidberg Inquisition. I will do. Okay, so now listen up here. I have fought a lot of graboids in my time, and every single last one of these sons of bitches has died beneath my grasp. It has been a beautiful and cherished time. You think that Burt Gumma is good at what he does. I am the best! Now look, sweetie. Actually, this would be a good one. I have the whole thing here. I could tell you about the tremors. There's a lot of them, all right? And when one tremor gets to a big enough size, it turns into shriekers. And you know what? Yeah, Honey Buns had me try to capture some shriekers once. It was a whole thing. We had a lot of henchmen die. So many. And I would like to not repeat that again. It's a lot. That was actually really good. Now look, Dean, I'm telling you, we gotta go out there. We gotta fight that graboid menace hard, man. That was shit. But Hank, like, what are we gonna do? Like, we're just regular Venture Brothers. I don't care. What would Pop do? Now look, boys, I don't know about you, but you really shouldn't be going out and fighting 30-foot long worms, okay, guys? It doesn't really seem like a good plan. Oh, man. Oh, you hit all my good ones. Oh, okay. Boys, you gotta get away from that graboid. No, you must be here by the graboid. Touch the graboid, hold the ignore the graboid. No, boys, do not ignore the 30-foot worm. Ignore the 30-foot worm. Okay, now we have clones of you back home. We can deal with this, but I would beg that you don't ignore the 30-foot. Listen, that man is wrong. There is nothing you can do about the 30-foot worm. Touch the 30-foot worm. Hold the 30-foot worm. Oh, now I'm here. Hold on. I gotta do it. I'm ready. And just as an aside, man, I have been Caitlin and I have been quoting that episode of Venture Brothers forever. Ignore me. It's just so. That was a weird one. It was so good. Somebody left a baby here. Ignore me.
Listen, I know what you're thinking, Batman. You are unable to fight the graboid. The graboid is you, and I am you, and we are the graboid. Goo goo gachoo. Nobody cared who I was till I put on the gummer. The gummer is grand. You merely adopted the gummer. I was born in the gummer, molded by the gummer. I didn't see perfection till I was a man, but it was nothing to me but blinding.
Oh, wait, hold on. I bet. Why don't I have a Batman mask? Where is it? I need to know where you've been hiding, Messerschmitt. Where did the Blanco? I have to stop Gotham from being overtaken by the Brigade Red Menace. You have to do something. I am El Blanco. But actually, hold on. I am El Negro. Because really, that's just a racist name anyway. Wow. Holy shish kebabs. We have gone all over the fucking map, man. So people on TikTok are edging to my videos. That's, awesome. I'm glad. I mean, you know what? If you guys are edging to my videos, I would ask that you just don't tell me. That's, I don't know. Why does somebody say that? That's oh yeah. So I'm going to be here more then for you to masturbate to? So there's Tremors comics that are porn comics that I would ask that if you're gonna, jerk off to, go jerk off to those. That's, I mean, you can to me. I feel pretty sexy. I'm usually pretty sexy. Like there's a whole David Bowie androgynous thing going on where people are like, man, I want to punch that after I fuck it. It's my life sometimes. So yeah, that's fine. Anyway, does anybody have any other people for me to be besides myself? Because I'm almost at the point where the only one of you that I know is Anthony and Stevie Wildcard, and I will almost do an impression of you because I am that desperate. I am that desperate. Or I'll just end the show. But either way, it'll be funny. Um, I'm gonna do. Hi, I'm. Hi, I'm Anthony Lafauci, and welcome to We Have Issues, where we take all of our tremors and we punch them in the face and we say, no, Shriekers here, tremors, and we try to get through it and find all of our issues with perfection and the things that we do, and it's this whole cacophony of like yelling sounds that like everybody, like, I know what you're thinking. All right, so like I had this thing this week where like all of my pain was oozing out of me, and I just had to be like, you know what? I'm gonna put my pain on the page. I'm not gonna go to Twitter. I'm not gonna sink into the quicksand. I'm gonna go. Hey, let's do this. Hi, I'm Stevie Wildcard, and I have no idea what that guy is doing. I swear that we didn't take any drugs before this show started. So like, I got a page done. Fail! No, Stevie, that's a success. A success. Oh please, I hope Anthony's there just to mock me. He is. He is. No, it's oh shit. I totally have a plan for if we ever do an episode together. You're gonna hate my intro when it comes to that because yeah, welcome to We Have Tremors. Oh, TikTok hates me. Something happened. That's fine. I don't know why that stopped, but whatever. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. So just as an aside, my live access was removed for sexual exploitation and gender-based violence, which is hilarious because I feel like that I was the one being gender-based violenced upon. Do I agree with this decision? No, I'm more confused by it than anything. Well, I'm just like, sorry. Edwin, you don't do a podcast, so I can't do an impression of you. Ugh! Wow, sorry, that's really stupid. At least we went 2.5 hours over on TikTok with that. But, I know, no, seriously, I did just as a, like, I'll pull it up over here because now it doesn't matter. But yeah, if you could see it for sexual exploitation and gender-based violence. Like, that's so, I mean, which, as an aside, man, I deal with that enough as a trans person that it's usually my fault for existing, and then when people want me to die, then that's my fault that people want me to die. So that's awesome. That's so great. I'm not completely demoralized by it or anything. Now, I'll tell you. Now, listen here, William. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking it's a knife. Oh, my God, listen, it's a knife. This is a knife. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to cut a shrieker with it right across their face. It's going to be a thing. And I tell you, out here in the outback, I got me a pair of Graboid boots. Cut them off myself. They're harder than leather. Hard as steel. Oh, you weren't asking for an impression. I'm so sorry. Okay, Edwin. No, because I don't know. You just said the only context I might have is you said something earlier about having a high pitched voice. So like, my name is Edwin, and I'm not doing a podcast, so I can't tell you what I sound like. Hey ho! I'm over here. I'm in Florida. There the alligators are. Would you like to smoke some weed? Oh, this is more like Hanky the Christmas Pooh. Hey guys, I really like Tremors and Final Destination and Cabin Fever. It's a whole thing. Yahoo! It's not fair, Edwin. You do an impression of me. Do it right now in the comments. And go. No, I didn't think so. No, I try not to do my impressions of people. Like, I felt weird doing the one of Anthony and then Zoran and Stevie too, because it's just like, people. My Steve Wilson impression was always the hardest because I just listened to him so much. But it's still like, God, Steve, that's what you sound like. That's the. Hello, I'm Steve Wilson, and welcome to this episode of The Lost Tapes. There's a whole thing here going on. Well, okay, so if I'm going to listen to this is where I say my impression of Steve, I would go with the same thing with you, Anthony. I'm up to episode 100 of your show. If I don't know what you sound like by now, I'm not doing my job properly. If I can't repeat what you sound like, then I don't know what I'm doing. As an impressionist, as a comedian, as an everything that I am, I should just pack it up and go. That's where, like, Stevie, man, it's like a whole thing, dude. And I don't want to be sad, but I have all these sadness things inside of me, and I'm just trying to get them out. And I know that they're important, and I know I should cry more, but, like, I'm just afraid to. So, like, when I laugh, you can almost hear me crying. Sorry. Ooh, that got deep there. But I have been thinking that the last couple of episodes, when you guys are talking about Mike, every time Stevie laughs, it sounds like he's crying. And I'm just like, oh, buddy, I just want to, like, hug him and hold him up tight and, no, I don't want to remake them. Okay, I'm gonna do. Hi, I'm Levi, and I really do want to remake those Tremors 5 through 7 episodes. It's just that now I know Don, and he's really cool. So I have conflicting feelings about it. How's that, Edwin? I did an impression of myself. What is reality? Oh. Mr. Gummer, please don't leave us. Like, we just want you to stay. Oh, you're talking. Oh, you're. Oh, God. I actually started doing. Edwin asked if I could, as part of doing the impression of me, he said, does a Tremors 4 character impression, does a Burt impression. And I actually started doing the Tremors 4 impression because I thought he was asking. That's how perfect that was, Edwin. Good job. Wow. I don't know how to feel about that. I'm going to put on my Linda glasses and just pretend like that didn't hurt. William knows too. Oh, yeah. I mean, it don't take much. Like, that's where you listen to, if you're to go back to the thing that we talked about earlier with the Tremors and making your own Tremorsy stuff. If you watch something enough and you try to then create something, most of the time you're gonna create it dead on because you've heard it, it's gone in one ear and out the other, and you're like, oh, okay, that's what that is, that's what that sounds like. And no, that wasn't roasting a bit, Alicia. No, he got me hard. He's still doing it. Oh my God, you still just stop or don't stop. I don't know. I just don't know how to feel about this anymore. I am conflicted. I think impressions are good when they're done from a place of love. If you're trying to actually mock somebody, then that's not cool. I'm not into that. If you do it because you're like, listen, I love you and I think that this is cool, this aspect of you, that's a fun impression to do and stuff. And even more so, I feel like if you do impressions of people that are characters, I try to keep my impressions, most of them, in the realm of doing a character from something. So that way, that's actually that person who's doing an impression of something else. So you're doing that person's impression of something. So you just really shove it all the way up somebody's ass instead of like, uh, trying to be mean about somebody. But you know what, Steve? Anthony seemed to love my impression. Hopefully, Zoran likes mine. Steve couldn't get enough of me doing his impression. Um, and yeah, I do voices all the time. It's more fun. I have to do this whole podcast by myself, so I like to pretend there's other people here that are in the room. I mean, you guys are here, so that's a whole thing. Um, I can't tell if William is wagging the finger or like high fiving me. And yeah, my impression should be good. I've worked on them for a long time. My nephew Chantrell is always like, Levi, how do you like do those? How did you learn how to do those? And it's, I don't know. Honestly, you just like practice, practice, practice. It's always watch, watch, watch. If I watch something over and over and over and over again, it just goes into my ears, and I'm just like, I can hear it right there. And yeah, Steve's still doing his lost tapes. Hell, he just released one like a week or two ago. That was the last of the. That was the rap party one. I think he's probably got about 50 lost tapes that he'll probably release over time. Um, Judging by the amount of footage, I'd say he has. God, and Alicia and Edwin, I need to know what you guys sound like. You guys are cheating. I know what William sounds like, but unfortunately, William, I haven't like listened to you enough to know what you sound like. But I technically know.
Edwin, would you like to play some Tremors? In your mouth, I've placed a device that forces you to speak when you are on the internet. And from there, we will all hear you talk about Tremors. You have spent a lifetime hiding who you are from people. But now, you will be the Tremors. Good luck.
Oh, Alicia and Edwin should start a podcast. I've been begging Edwin to start one since like last year almost, however long like you've been around, man. And Alicia, I've been begging to like have you on for the longest time too, even longer than Edwin. But Alicia's like, oh, I don't know what a camera or a microphone is, and I've never heard of those things before, and I could never possibly have access to them. Nope. Look at that thing over there. So this is my.
You are now the Tremors, Edwin. This is your goal. This is your duty. You are the Tremors.
But this. So all right, Alicia and Edwin. This is your ultimatum. Is that if you're not going to be on a podcast, you have to at least go listen to We Have Issues. Yeah, suck it. I made you do that. William, I would change 5 to 7 to follow the rules. High five, mother humper. That's really my biggest thing is that. Oh, okay. I really want to do Inigo Montoya talking about Graboids. Hold on. My name is Morgana. You killed my Heather. Now perpetuate. You keep using that word plan. I do not think it means what you think it means. That is not bad. Oh man. I know you're listening. I know you're listening, Alicia. I'm glad I got you on it. But Edwin, it's true. Yeah. And it's one of those things that once you start and you really get into it, the whole aspect of it, and you're like, oh, did they write that page this week? Well, I got to come back next week and find out if they did. It's a whole beautiful, beautiful soundscape thing. Just like you guys are holding me to making me make my Tremors film. I appreciate it so much. Thank y'all. Yes, thanks Alicia for listening. No, okay, so I gotta say, you keep saying you say that all the time, Anthony. Like the early episodes are rough, dude. Man, I listened to more later episodes before I started. Like I would listen to just like I think 2 or 3 randomly. I just happened to catch. And when I first started the podcast and was listening to episode 1, I was like, I do not sense any difference here. Like sure there's a roughness or whatever, but you did far better than I did. And honestly, I would, you know what? I'm not gonna be hard on myself. No, I'd say it's the same thing, where it's like you knew what you were doing when you went into it, so then that core concept just rides all the way through. So yeah, you get better. You do more segments. You like realize like, oh, here's the thing that I'm gonna hold myself to. But nope, I disagree. The early episodes are not rough, and you need the early episodes to get those inside jokes, to hear the vampire talk and the ostriches and the grandparents. We need everybody right now. I need all of you to get your grandparents to subscribe to this show. It's the we need them. We need your grandparents and your parents and your family. Tell them to subscribe to Talking Tremors. I need your alts, all of them. It's all there, and they all gotta be there. And I don't know why I'm like that's not an Anthony impression. Now that's just me being lost in the wilds of like, well, Edwin, you need to resurrect your grandparents. We need your zombie grandparents. We need your vampire grandparents. We need your werewolf grandparent. We need them all. They're all there. No, they know what tremors are because obviously the worms ate them under the ground. So you need to get them and get them subscribed to this show. Make it happen. Smash that like and subscribe button. And so that way we have Tremors here. That's the name of the show is We Have Tremors. And the other show that I'm talking about is called Talking Issues. It's a whole thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Sorry, Edmund. Jeez. Love your grandparents. Hug them. It's good stuff. Most of my grandparents are dead, and one that's alive is a racist, and the other one doesn't live anywhere near us and has never really been around. So, grandparents, it's a thing. It's a thing, Bobby. But yeah, thanks for. Oh, it's a thumbs up. Thanks, man. Yeah, but yeah, go listen to the. Oh, I made myself sad with that. It's okay. It's fine. That's part of it. We dig into it, wrap it around, and feel the pain and enjoy it. Um. Man, if I could get Steve to get that lost footage too, William. All right. That's where if check out the rest of the Tremor Saga's channel here. There's so much. Look at the playlist. There's a whole bunch of things getting updated all the time in terms of like what's the like lost footage and stuff. And oh Jesus, Edwin, you're not gonna go to hell. We love you, man. Everybody in the chat, tell Edwin we love him. We love you, Edwin. You're good dude, buddy. Listen, you're not gonna go to hell, and you're not gonna go to heaven. It's neither. But you know what you are going to have? You're going to live a wonderful life on this earth. And you're going to have friends. And we all think that you're so cool. And everything that you do. And we're so proud of you, Eddie. Eddie, you know why we call you Edwin, right? Because you're the only Ed who's a winner. I mean, that's got to mean something. And I mean, you're a bank, too. And you know what? Banks have money. Money's a win. So you're going to win. You're going to be the winner of all the Eddies in the world. It's beautiful, and we love you. All right. I'm going to... Unless someone has an impression, I have my thank yous. I'm going to wrap it down here. Thank you to We Have Issues podcast. It's the only podcast on the internet where they have issues, and they also have comics. You should check it out on www.wehaveissuespodcast.com. Oh yeah, done. Fine. That's that's now you got to pay me for that. I want my volunteer dollars. And then two podcasts that have been are always friends of mine that I always got to shout out. Listen to Sons and Shadows podcast and the Cult of Odd podcast. Just great dudes in general. Give them some love, please and thank you. And please go. I need to go out to Lone Pine too, William. And no, that's not zombie mode. That's me being a shiller mode. And I got a call out. So Run for Your Lives podcast. I talked about them earlier, and I want to thank them. Paik Allen and Daphne Backman had me on their show before, and then on their last episode of Tremors Shrieker Island, were giving me a lot of love and shout outs.
And I just got it. This was one. This is a big reason why I wanted to bring it up was thank you, Paik and Daphne, for when they were saying, "Oh, who knows what Tremors 8 will be?" And Paik literally said, you know, whoever is running Tremors at that time, whether it's Don Michael Paul or Steve or Ron or Levi, I hope that they do something good with it. And I was like, yes, I got listed in those three other names, and I was named number 4. I love you, Paik. You're the best. I just appreciated that so much. And they do a great podcast on a lot of horror movies. It's Run for Your Lives, and they cover one every couple of weeks or so. And honestly, go check them out. Give them some love. I gotta thank Octavio from last week, Octavio Lopez San Juan. If you want to listen to some history of the Tremor saga, go back to the episode before this, where him and I had a great 2.5 hour long chat, all about. And he's Spanish too. He was having such a hard time. Not actually, he did a great job as far as I was concerned, but he was so worried about his English. It was his first ever English podcast, because he's from Spain. He's from south of Barcelona, writing this Tremors book, and um, and we had a lot of fun. That was really fun. Um, and oh, Alicia, the pods. Just so you know, I'll repeat them again. Get your pencil out. You ready? We have a shoot podcast. Um, um, Sons and Shadows podcast. They do their 0 Point reviews lately too. It's a really fun time. I love Kevin and Jeff. And then Cult of Odd podcast with Christopher Dunham. And then my big one, Run for Your Lives podcast with Paik Allen and Daphne Beckman. And if you really want, I'll send you the links to them too. And then Octavio Lopez San Juan making the Tremors book. That's usually linked in the descriptions. Thanks to Zoran too, wherever he's at. I got his books too. Like, I know that they're not as cool as Anthony's, but Mystery Afoot. Go to Max Bear's website and get these. Check these out. Also, just go watch Dead Meat and all that jazz. Make your friends cakes that are conducted in resin. And no joke. All right, like, I didn't know. Sorry, William. I didn't know that you'd be here, but I actually have Edwin and Alicia as thank yous on here. So, suck on that. Your names were listed. We have issues too. But I'm sorry, William. I should have. You know what? I'm gonna do this. We're gonna thank. Wait. Um, now they're on there. But there's Edwin and Alicia and William. Thank you. Like, yeah, honestly, the only reason I didn't put your name down, William, is that you're not on Twitter. That's usually where I'm at, and Edwin and Alicia are, and always helping out. But William, you get extra kudos. So Edwin, Alicia, and William, and thank you all for having a good time. And you're welcome, Anthony. Thank you for taking the time to do all of those hilarious impressions for us. And you could have given me more. That would have been fine. God, if there's ever a time in the rest of these episodes you want to give me impressions to do, I will do them. I live off of them. And then I want to thank, in the Tremor Sagas group, there's a really great moderator right now. I know he's not listening. He doesn't care about this at all. But there's Matthew Carey, who I think Edwin knows too. Matthew Carey, at Real Savo, who's been doing a lot of work behind the scenes on the Tremor Saga's Facebook page. Because we get a lot of scammers and weird stuff. I just thank you, Matthew, for being there. He was the one doing the watch parties. Alicia, you would know that too then. Yeah. And whoever made the Tremors porn comics. And and yeah, so no joke. If you, like, William asked, you think if someone went to Kevin Bacon's The Bacon Brothers show, he would sign Tremor stuff? Yes, he would. He fucking loves Tremors. And there's no... I can tell you this. I know this for a fact that, like, Kevin Bacon will sign anything Tremors related. Because if you go to Kevin's Twitter page, his Instagram page, and his Facebook page, his bio, his, like, one-line bio that he has on it says, trying to do what I can with what I got. And that's not even from the movie he was in. And so Kevin Bacon is fucking quoting Tremors 2 in his bio. Trust me, you can go to Kevin Bacon at any time and ask him to sign something Tremors related, and he will. And I want to go see the Bacon Brothers too, just out of curiosity. That's always like, why not? So yes, if you want Kevin, fucking seriously, all of it. Go look too. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Trying to do what I can with what I got, and yeah, it's fun. And yeah, Kevin loves all. Actually, Kevin loves the Stampede Tremors more. That's where him and Michael have talked, and the only way Kevin really wants to come back is if Stampede Entertainment comes back. I think he learnt his lesson with the pilot. Not that he didn't like doing the pilot or the people doing the pilot, but he's like, no, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this right. And wow, you can hear in my voice. This probably started off really a lot better up here, but man, there's some like and yes, Kevin loves all the Trems from Stampede, all of them, every single one, all of them that are in my bookie book here. Stampede is some cool peoples. And yeah, if you want, I always say, so there's the new Tremors Ultimate Collection out, which is the only piece of Tremors from Universal I will tell people to buy because it has the TV show. It doesn't have it in widescreen, which is a big fucking disappointment. But I actually bought this for 3 of my friends. I actually sent them. I got their like addresses, and because we play D&D together around here all the time. And I do not shut up about Tremors to them either. I haven't shut up about it for like 3 years to them. So we always joke about when I'm around, I'm not allowed to talk about Tremors with them. And it'll always happen to come up. I don't even do it. They bring it up somehow. So I actually sent them all this so that way it could be like, all right, look, now you have to watch them. So then you can mock me for this later on. And actually, they're all working on it now. They got it. They got it last couple weeks ago, and they're just like, shit. Okay, we were hanging out at a concert last week, and they were just like, oh my god, I can't believe you actually did that. And I was like, yep, you're welcome. Suckers. So yeah, buy the Tremors Ultimate Collection, and then buy Tremors Seeking Perfection, and then buy Cazador de Graboides, La Historia del Temblore Saga. I'm not great with Spanish. But buy those things. And then buy your merch and all that. Get your hats and all that jazz. But thank all of you. Thank everybody that's been here. Those 4 people, I will say their names. And we'll say them in alphabetical order. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Edwin. And thank you, William. Thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all so much. I hope you have a great night, great rest of your weekend. Thanks for being here. I'll be back next week. I don't know what I'll be doing, but I got plans. I don't actually have plans, but I'll pretend I have plans, and we'll enjoy it. If you have an idea for a show that you want me to do, I'll take ideas. Or if not, I'll just come up with something. You know me. All right. I'm brilliant at this. But yeah, good night, everybody. Thank you. And I got a great closing line. All right. This is going to be like, wah! Before everybody goes, just wait for it. Just wait for it. All right. And I do. Thank you all so much. You've been fantastic. And I will watch the clip. Thank you all for being here for the talking of the Tremors. And I appreciate every last one of you, including the transphobic TikTok people. You are just so great. I appreciate it, all of you. And Bobby does, and so do Jean and Louise and Tina. You're just all so great. Thanks for eating I've Got Tremors burger with the Assblaster sauce. And just remember, folks, believe in the gummer and become a gunner.